That was one turtle-tastic, radical, heavy, vengeful week, guys. Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 28 of Coffee and Toys here on the CoolFigurez channel. As you guys can see, it has definitely been a successful week. A lot of this stuff, I have to admit, came out of nowhere, and so those are the best kinds of finds and surprises, right, guys? So many stories attached to a lot of these things here, so stay tuned for all of that, plus this week's Coffee and Toys Live, plus this week's Toys News, and so much more. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all of that out of the way, guys, once again, welcome to episode 28 of Coffee and Toys here on the CoolFigurez channel. And I kind of hope you guys can see me. I know I probably look like I'm leaning a bit, but that's because if I sit straight up, I mean, most of my body's probably covered by this massive, wall of fucking Ninja Turtles. So yeah, guys, so much to get into this week. Super excited. I mean, honestly, like, I found something, I thought I was hyped, then I got something else and I thought it was hyped, and it's been one of those crazy weeks that you just didn't expect it to be one of those weeks. So super hyped on that. On top of that, Coffee and Toys Live was definitely a crazy show this week as well. So we'll go ahead and talk about that in a sec. But first off, I want to say welcome to all my brand new subscribers. I've recently had a jump in subscriber count, so thank you so much for hitting that subscribe, and welcome to the CoolFigurez channel. I hope you guys enjoy my content. All I ask is that you guys leave me a like on the videos that you enjoy. So once again, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button, and if you don't already, follow me over on Instagram at CoolFigurez for all my review pics that I have in my videos. I post the full images there so you guys can see the full images, and I also do have a more focused toy photography page called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez on Instagram. Check it out, let me know what you think. And also, if you like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. So yeah, guys, once again, welcome and thank you for hitting that subscribe button. The other person I need to thank so much is 1/6 shooter Trevor. Thank you so much to him. This ties in with Coffee and Toys Live, but first I just want to say thank you so much. He saved me this week, so I really do appreciate it. If you do not know who he is an amazing toy photographer. 1/6 shooter. Definitely go and check him out. Definitely go and leave him a like, and definitely go and check out his YouTube. He posts some amazing videos on there where he not only does a quick review of figures, but he also does a picture and a shoot, and he goes along through his process, goes along how he does the lighting and editing and everything. So it's a really cool way to learn how to do a lot of these things that you may have questions on how to do, or how to even improve your own toy photography. So I highly recommend you guys going and checking out Trevor 1/6 shooter over on Instagram and YouTube at 1/6 shooter. So once again, thank you so much to him. I'm sorry I keep using my left hand, it's just kind of hindered on my right side, but thank you so much to him for coming on last minute, because unfortunately there's a little bit of miscommunication on my part and our scheduled guest, so he came on a little later, but better late than never, right? So he graciously came on to talk some toys and talk his shoot and everything. So thank you so much to Trevor. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, go like his stuff on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Go give him a subscribe here on YouTube, because he is just one of the best. So thank you so much, Trevor. I really do appreciate it. So this week's Coffee and Toys Live guest was Sir Dork. Unfortunately, due to our time differences, him being in the East Coast and me being on the West Coast, we had a bit of a miscommunication on terms of timing. So he came on a little later, but I'm still happy and glad that he came on because we had a great conversation. And if you are a toy photographer and you didn't know, Sir Dork is actually putting on the first ever toy photography con called Toys in Action in New York. June 18th. So watch the video for more information and details, because we go deep into that show and what it's all about, all the information you need. So watch the end portion of this podcast with my interview with Sir Dork, so you can get all that great information. So thank you to him for coming on, and don't worry, dude, it's all good for you being late. It's not a big deal. Shit happens. It's life. But thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. So next week will be Scott Knightlick of Spectre Creative Channel. He is a rescheduled guest that we had a little bit of technical difficulties the first time we went on and tried to go on live. He was trying to go live on a PC, and Instagram just doesn't allow that. You have to be on a mobile device. So we've hammered out the details and everything, and so he will be joining me this coming Wednesday. I believe it's at 10 a.m. It's an earlier live show because of his schedule and everything, and him being on the East Coast again. So it's going to be an earlier West Coast time show, but nonetheless, I'm grateful for him, having time and giving me some of his time during his busy day and coming onto the show. Super excited about that. The week after that will be Rocco the Great. I cannot wait to speak with him. Super excited to talk to him. And then after that, I am working out details with Can't Kill Chewy, and hopefully I'll be having him on the first week of April. So I'll keep you guys notified on that, and I'm going to be reaching out to a few other guests soon, so I'll keep you guys notified on that front as well. And as I stated in my last podcast, if you guys have any guests you guys would like me to reach out to and try to have on the show, definitely let me know down in the comments or DM me on Instagram at CoolFigurez, and that way I can try to reach out to them and try and have them on the show. So guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on to this week's toy haul, because man, do I have some stories. So why don't we go ahead and start off with the Holothon finds, which would be the TMNT light green NECA Turtles and the Griff Tannen from Back to the Future Part 2. In terms of unboxings this week, this is going to be this week's unboxing, and that will be next week's unboxing, because I bought two Griffs because I am an absolute lover of Back to the Future, and I absolutely love this line. So I always buy enough to display them with the head sculpts that they come with. So this one comes with two, so I got two. So yeah, he'll be next week's unboxing, and we'll also do kind of like unboxings of these. I'm not going to fully pull them out of their boxes, but I will pull them out of their shell boxes, I guess you would say. So we'll get to those when we get to those. But first off, like I said, let's go ahead and talk about the NECA Turtles and the Griff Tannen. So if you didn't know, NECA has partnered up with Target to do this whole Holothon theme event and stuff. And by the way, I want to put this information out first and foremost because I had a few comments and questions in my videos. For US residents, you go through Target.com to get your stuff. For international people, you go through the Holothon website. That's where you can get some international shipping and whatnot, not through the Target. So be aware of that. So if you're international, you will have a chance to get this. And yeah, super cool if you can, because it's begun, guys. As Mad Hatter calls it, it's not really Holothon so much as it is Hellathon. And I'm going to be mentioning him a few times because he has a little influence on why I got these. And shout out to him. By the way, if you guys don't know, follow Mad Hatter and subscribe to him here on YouTube. He is a great guy, great YouTube reviewer, and toy news bringer in terms of turtle news and mainly turtle news and stuff like that. So go ahead and check him out. Give him a subscribe and a follow on Instagram and here on YouTube as well. But I was sitting at home Friday night after the gym, getting a meal in, trying to get those gains. And I don't watch TV like cable and all that. I watch YouTube like it's cable and stuff now. So I went and turned on YouTube, and Mad Hatter had a video at night, which he usually doesn't do. He usually posts his videos early in the day and stuff. So I thought it was kind of odd. And he was in his car. It was dark already. And the title was My Holothon Haul. And so I went ahead and clicked it, and so it was him going to Target to see if he could find some of the new Holothon stuff, because he had heard that it was starting to drop in his area. And I know he happens to be in somewhere near me and in my area, not like the next city over or anything, but close enough to me, because he does go to Frankensons, and that's pretty near me and stuff. So he's in the Southern California area, and so I figured if his Target got stuff, I was sitting there eating my meal, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and check out my target. Why the fuck not, I mean, it's Friday night. I got nothing else to do. Might as well go and take a trip to Target. Give my boy Blue a ride in the car and stuff. Let him stick his head out the window, chill out. And so I went in and I was not expecting to find anything. Like I said, my Target never has anything. I went in just expecting to go for a little walk, essentially, just to get out of the house and get some fresh air on a Friday night. When I went through the back, I always go through the back of the toy section, and I always check the second NECA section first. If you guys don't know, Targets are starting to have two NECA sections. So if you can't find stuff in your first NECA section, go back to the toy aisle. Closer to the girls section, oddly enough, there is a second NECA collectible section. So check that part out as well. However, this stuff was actually on an end cap. It was all, Holothon theme and everything for Holothon was on that end cap. The Muckman, the Gizmo, the Demona, the Griff Tannins, everything but the turtles. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how do you have the turtles if you just said they didn't have the turtles? I'll tell you how. So after I got off the phone with my friend Robert, because I got him the Demona, and that's why she's not here on the table, because that's for him and I already gave it to him, I went hunting. I was like, you know what? I have a feeling like someone hid one Ninja Turtle pack. I had a feeling, and I was like, I'm going to go. I had already found figures at this one random kids like blanket area one time before, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and check there. There's nothing. And shout out to Sleeping Collectibles, Rocco the Great, and all you toy hunters, because you guys keep us updated on all the latest and great toy hiding spots. And so I went over next to the furniture section, and my furniture section in my Target had three things. It had two Ottoman coffee table type things up on a shelf, and then a desk, and we'll get to that in a sec. So I checked the Ottoman coffee tables. I opened one side, nothing. I opened the other side, nothing but cards. I opened the top one, nothing. I opened the next one, nothing. And I'm like, okay, I felt defeated. I was like, you know what? I'm happy just finding the Griffs and the Demona for my friend Robert, and I should just call it a day. If not, I have time to go to the next Target over, So I was like, you know what? Not a big deal. So I turn around to leave the aisle, and what is that staring at me in the face? Literally a giant desk with a pull-out table. So I don't know if you guys know, but the packaging for the turtles is like a rectangle, kind of like the disguise pack. It was literally a trapezoid-shaped type furniture desk thing that had a table that pulled out at the rectangle part. I looked at it. I said, there's no fucking way. It's too easy. I literally said that out loud in the middle of Target. I think an employee was walking by and looked at me and thought I was crazy. And I pulled down the table, and there's a fucking black and white Wolfman and a fucking NECA turtle set. I could not fucking believe what I was seeing and what I had just found. I really could not fucking believe it. And honestly, believe it or not, something else topped that. There's something else on this table that topped that, and we will definitely get into it. And I'm sure you guys already can tell which one it is, but we'll definitely get into that. But I am still like, I could not believe my luck. I never find hidden toys, guys. There's only one other time that I found a hidden toy, and it was when it was actually another NECA, when they first had released that John Connor and Sarah Connor 2-pack back in the day, like a year or two ago. I had looked under a shelf, and there it was. And I picked it up just out of excitement and stuff. I ended up returning it because I didn't want it, but I picked it up out of excitement. But this time, I didn't return it. This time, they came home with me, and I could not be happier. And the funny thing is, I didn't even make room for these guys yet. And you see this wall of Ninja Turtles here. And so I thought these were going to be the only turtles I was getting in this week. And then all of a sudden, it turned into a very turtle-tacular week. And that's why I'm wearing my TMNT villain shirt. Unfortunately, I don't have a Ninja Turtle shirt. I remember having this one when I was in middle school, where it's like literally the green that they are right here, a Kelly green type green, and them coming out of a sewer eating pizza and everything. I found it on Amazon this morning and I ordered it. So for next week's episode, I will be wearing it for the podcast. Super excited about that. But yeah, guys, I was so hyped to find these guys the way I did. I mean, honestly, even though I was kind of like a little frustrated and upset that I was going to have to go to another Target, I'm happier that I found them this way than if I would have walked up and they were on the shelf, because it was just one of those great euphoric feelings that, you know, I just had dopamine running throughout my system. It just felt like an amazing day, amazing find. It just really brought up my spirits in my day. You know, I was like all tired and sluggish after the gym. I was like, I should just chill and go to bed. You know, my Target never has anything, and they had it. And then on top of that, if you guys didn't know, these are actually retailing for $150 plus tax, guys. So it's going to cost you about $160. However, when I found them on Friday, they had a 20% off one toy discount that expired the 12th, which was Saturday. I found these guys in the nick of fucking time to use that 20% off and get them for $119. Unfortunately, with tax and everything, it was $131 out the door. Tax is a fucking bitch, but still cheaper than what I would have paid retail, and also still cheaper than what I paid for the Turtles in Disguise pack, which was $125 plus tax, obviously. And so yeah, so not only did I get an amazing deal on these turtles, but the video that I posted blew up and I was able to gain a lot of you new subscribers. So thank you so much for coming over to the channel from this video, and also the comparison video that I posted between this set and the Turtles in Disguise set. It's a very in-depth analysis and overview and review and comparison of the two sets. So if you're curious as to what comes with what's the differences, go ahead and check that video out. It's up in my channel now. And also check out these guys' review, also up on my channel now. So thank you once again for coming over if that's what brought you over. But then also, the other thing that I was excited because I absolutely love is the Back to the Future line. And I was able to find not one, but two Griffs, which was amazing because, like I said, I love that line so much. It's the only line that I buy multiple figures of, so I can display them in every variation that they have available to them. So if it comes with two head sculpts, I have two. If it comes with three, I have three. And this one has two, so I got two. So I was super happy about that, and that was amazing, and I could not believe it. And it's such an amazing figure, I have to admit. It's a little void on accessories, I'll say that. However, in terms of sculpt, likeness, and even articulation, I did not have to heat this figure up at all one bit. Amazing, I have to say. And same thing with the turtles. The only thing I've had to mess with in terms of heating up is the elbows, and that's why Raph's arm is straight and Mikey's, because they're just solid, and so I have to hit them with the blow jar before I put them on display. But yeah, super hyped about that. Super hyped on when 1985 Doc is going to be coming out, plus that accessory pack. But the first accessory pack we have to worry about is March 22nd, guys. The Secret of the Ooze 4-pack of the Turtles and the Secret of the Ooze accessory pack will be up on the NECA site, so be ready, be prepared, because, well, that's this week. Fuck, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Turtle Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So be ready for that. But yeah, guys, super hyped on these Holothon finds. I'm not too big on the Fugitoid, so I don't think I'm going to get that. I'm not too big on the rest of the stuff that's coming out for Holothon, so I'm pretty content with what I got. And I'm happy about that too, because I heard Holothon didn't go too smoothly. If you didn't know, Holothon started today. I filmed these on Friday, so it started today, March 18th. And it did not go smoothly, guys. So thankfully, I was able to find what I wanted in stores and didn't have to worry about any of that. And yeah, it was amazing. Like I said, I still feeling euphoric and amazing from this find. And it probably has to do with the fact that these are my favorite style of turtles. And it goes back to that shirt that I had back when I was in middle school, because it was these turtles, these colored turtles. And growing up, it was always these colored turtles. And like I always say in my reviews for the cartoon Turtles, I don't really have an attachment to that show because I didn't grow up with it. I watched it at an older age. However, I do have an attachment to the Turtles because I still loved and watched the 1990s Turtles movies constantly throughout my youth. The 1990 movies are my top 5 favorite movies of all time. And I also grew up watching the 2003 Ninja Turtles series. So I've always loved the Turtles, and so going back and being able to watch them in the 80s cartoon was amazing. And being able to own them in this variation that you've always seen them on like merchandise and stuff was awesome. So if you want to know all the price point and the specifications and all that stuff, you can either watch their review or the comparison video, and I will give you my opinion on whether or not I think it's worth the set. So yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on into Shredder. Actually, real quick, I never actually pulled Biff forward for you guys to see, huh? I can't really pull all 4 turtles forward, but I can pull Biff forward. So future Jesse, just make sure you zoom in on the turtles when you're talking about them, but then I'll zoom in on Biff when I pull him forward. But yeah, super cool. But next up, I do want to talk about Morphed Shredder from the Boom Studio Comics TMNT crossover Power Rangers mini comic series. Now, if you didn't know, there was a mini comic series, I believe about 5 or so books based around a crossover between the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles, in which the Ninja Turtles actually morph into Power Rangers, and so does the Shredder. He gets a hold of the Green Ranger morpher. And as you can see, he looks fucking badass. And before we continue any further with this, I have to shout out and thank my friend Robert for giving me his second one. So he ordered 2, and they both came in, and I'm still waiting on my 1. And so he was gracious enough to allow me to have 1 of his 2, so that way I can do my reviews, do my picks, have them here on the table for you guys, and also add them to my collection a lot sooner. So when mine comes in, I will just be handing it over to him, so that way he can have his 2. But shout out and thank you so much to him as well for allowing me to have 1 of his 2 until mine comes in, and he can have his 2 again. So yeah, super hyped on this guy. This guy just looks super badass. Definitely already one of the top 10 figures of 2022 in my opinion, even though it's only month 3. I mean, look at this thing. It's just so menacing. The cape is soft goods. Unfortunately, it's not wired. That's my only gripe and complaint with this figure. Other than that, guys, like I said, top 10 figure of 2022, definitely, without a doubt. Everything else is just going to have to work up around it because it's just an amazing figure. The articulation, like I stated in my review, we've gotten great Ninja Turtle figures from, say NECA Toys and Super 7. But this one has that Power Rangers Lightning Collection articulation and movement. So obviously we know NECA doesn't come with those fluid joints and everything, whereas this guy, you can literally crunch him up into a ball real easily and then uncrunch him and he's fine. You can do all sorts of great moves and flexibility things with this one that you wouldn't be able to do with a NECA one because he has so many points of articulation. The only thing that he doesn't have that I do feel like it would have made the figure a little better was or is forearm rotation. I really wish he can rotate his forearms, that way you can align the spikes with the hand spike. But other than that, it's a fucking amazing figure. I could not be happier with it. It blew me away when I saw it. And yeah, so beautiful. And like I said, figure color's green. It's green, so yeah, I can't even be, that's all I gotta say, guys. Just an amazing figure. If you don't have it, go and do yourself a favor and pick it up. Top 10 figure, definitely, of 2022. So, behind him, I do have a Gamestop pre-order that came in this week, and that is the Gamestop Gaming Greats Jet Trooper. As you guys know, besides me loving green, I also absolutely love clone troopers, and these guys looked fucking amazing. I had to have 2 because in my mind I just see 2 of them running around opposed to 1, or even if you have like a squad of clones, you have 1 in the background, 1 in the foreground, and I don't know, my mind works so stupidly sometimes when it comes to this because of toy photography, and that's one of the reasons why I get in trouble with space, because I love army builders. I absolutely love army builders. However, army builders are shelf space killers. So I only got 2, which I'm happy with. That's enough for me. I don't need a whole squad of jet troopers, but I feel like 2 fills in the frame, will fill in the world just enough that, it'll look good. So their review should be up this week. Their review and Griff's and Morphed Shredder are already up on the channel. This guy, these guys, and him, which we'll get to in a sec, I have no idea when they're going to be up because I still have other reviews that I need to put up, like the Vintage Collection Micro Series ARC Troopers, the Jedha Patrol Black Series, and the Carbonized Paz Vizsla figure. So I have a lot of stuff to put out, guys. You guys are going to be so full of content, and I hope you guys are excited, because I am, and I cannot wait. I'm just not looking forward to the editing, but I'm looking forward to doing it. And that's the thing about this. Like, I absolutely love doing this podcast and love getting to talk to you guys and whatnot, and I just don't like the editing. The editing sucks, but it's worth it in my opinion. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on into this one right here. So let me know down in the comments below, what are your guesses as to what I paid for this guy? Because somewhere right here on the screen, I don't know where it fits in, I'll go ahead and insert a picture of what he's currently going on eBay for, as well as just the bat signal alone. And I'm just now realizing I totally forgot to turn off the coolest part, or turn on the coolest part of this thing, which is obviously the bat signal right here, because it's an actual working bat signal. Look at that. I mean, talk about grail acquired, guys, man. So I was on OfferUp, as I do, and I really shouldn't, but I was, and checking my usual listings: Mezco, Mezco Batman, Mezco Spider-Man, Mezco this, Mezco that. Not really finding anything new or anything that I wanted and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want a bat signal prop. Maybe somebody's selling just, a bat signal accessory, or just the bat signal from the Jim Gordon set. So what do? I type in Batman bat signal. And what is the first thing that pop up? This Mezco Jim Gordon and bat signal set for $180, marked down to $150. Now, I'm not even lying when I tell you that when I saw that price, I was just like, "Doo-wee mama! Holy fucking shit." And of course, me being me, I was like, I can get a better deal. So I messaged the guy, "Would you do 120? They messaged me back, "How about 130? I said, "I will be there tomorrow fucking night." Fucking 130, guys. $5 over retail and over $500 under third-party prices. Brand new, never been opened, never been posed or anything. Literally, I was pulling shit out. The backdrop and everything were perfectly in place. The stuff that you have to fold up was never folded up. Brand fucking new, guys. $130. I could not believe my fucking luck this week, guys. I just can't. I just... Fuck. I could not pick this up faster, guys. I didn't want anybody else to come in and outbid me, tell them they'll pay him the 150. I would have gone up to 180. I would have gone up to 2 versus $600-700. Somebody wants $400 alone for the bat signal, or $350, whatever. But I could not fucking believe it, guys. And so, yes, I'm happy to add, like I said, a grail of mine to my collection. And I cannot wait to start shooting with him. And he is an older figure, so I'm going to hold off on the reviews, try to get some of the newer stuff out first, and then we'll definitely get to him. But yeah, super stoked on this Mezco Jim Gordon bat signal, Mezco exclusive, brand fucking new. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. Wow. So yeah. That, like I said, I thought the turtles were going to be the big news of the week. I was like, wait till I film next week's podcast. I'm just going to be talking about the turtles. But now, I think this is more. I mean, yeah, these are going for maybe $200-300 on eBay at this point. But this guy alone is going for $600. Am I an idiot for opening him up? I'm not going to lie. This is the one figure that while I was opening him up, I had already looked at the prices on eBay. And I was like, am I stupid for opening him up and not just listing him for $600 or even $400? But then I thought, no, that's not what you do this for. You don't collect to sell. I collect things that I love and that I like. I don't collect full waves for that reason. I'll pick and choose out of a wave. I'm not one of those collectors that buys every single thing that comes out. And that's one of the things that sucks too, because when it goes to having a, shrink that collection of yours and look at things and go, well, I kind of don't need that. I don't want that. It's kind of hard when you do want and like everything in your collection to go, well, I can get rid of that. I can sell that. I won't miss that. And so, in the long run, it kind of plays on you. So, when you're out hunting, you're like, oh, I don't have to pick up everything. But then when it goes to, making space for more stuff, you're kind of just like, oh, fuck, what the fuck can I get rid of? Because I love all this stuff so much. I don't not want to see this in my collection. So, anyways, guys, that's not the only thing that showed up. Obviously, we have this wall of Super 7 turtles right here. So, yeah, I had just seen recently that Super 7 were going to be starting to ship out the reissued turtles from the Made-to-Order pre-order that they had done last year. I believe August or like late summer, early fall kind of area and time like that. And so I was like, sure, I'll get them in a few weeks and whatnot. Yeah, they showed up like the fucking next day. So, yeah, like I said, I hadn't even made space for these guys because I still needed them for the podcast table. So I hadn't even, done anything to make space for them because I was like, well, I got time. And then these guys that are a little bigger showed up. And, well, now I have to make space for them. And I'm also thinking the other wave that I pre-ordered 1 or 2 turtles from is going to be showing up soon as well. So, yeah, talking about shrinking the collection and making space. But, yeah, I missed out on these guys in the first run. And I kind of was just like, yeah, I'm not too into Super 7. And then I started seeing people post them. And I was like, damn, those turtles look good. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get into them. Maybe. And then they had to go and announce the reissue. And I was like, fuck. All right, all 4 at once. Fuck it, give them to me. Because I personally don't like waiting for each turtle to come out. To me, I'm just like, why? And I don't like that. I get the theory behind it, so that way they can have a turtle in every wave and, at least sell the turtle. But to me, it's like, give me the fucking main characters, please. Like, do the side characters afterwards. Obviously, that's not the way business works. That's not the way the toy industry works. Them offering all 4 turtles at once for me definitely sold me on it and made me want them and is the reason why I bought them. So, like I said, we're not going to unbox them out of their box per se. Rather, I'm just going to take them out of their, shipping box because I don't really know what to call it because they were already in a shipping box, but they were in a box together. So I guess if I would have bought one. But anyways, out of these brown boxes, we'll take them out. So that will be at the end. We'll also liberate this guy out of his packaging because I want both of them free for his review, which should be coming out this week, if I'm not mistaken, since he is a newer figure. I may actually drop 2 videos in one day this week because I have the 2 Micro Series Vintage Collection figures, or I can combine the 2 since they are essentially the same figure, but I don't know. I'll probably just drop 2 videos in one day. That way it's content, stuff for you guys to watch and whatnot, different things. So yeah, with that being said, that has been this week's toy haul, guys, and like I said, it's been one turtle-tastic, radical, heavy, vengeful, I can't think of a Star Wars reference, week of toys, guys. And man, I am super behind on reviews and pictures. So, yeah, definitely going to be busy the next week or 2. But isn't that a great problem to have, guys? So many toys to have to shoot and review. I think that's one of the best problems to have in the world. So yeah, guys, with that being said, that has been this week's toy haul. So why don't we go ahead and move on to this week's toy news. There's not too much, but there's a bit. So before we get into it, once again, thank you to our sponsor, V-Rare Store. Check them out for your Funko Pop, anime, and Pokemon card needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. $5 flat rate shipping on all Funko Pops. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk some McFarlane toy news. So last week they unveiled their Hush figure, and earlier in this week they unveiled their Hush / Batman figure, or probably later in the week in terms of like the weekend, but I had already filmed because, like I said, I filmed these on Friday, so he probably reviewed it on like Saturday or Sunday. But he did unveil a Hush slash Batman 2-pack with a variant Hush head where he's essentially just screaming, and so is Batman. So the base is really cool. However, it's just me personally, I'm not big on that Hush figure, and the Batman figure screaming kind of looks a little weird. Looks like they're just kind of having a shouting match, and so I'm just like, I'm good. So I will not be picking up the Hush figures, either of them, to be honest. I feel like it's just a very, very lazy attempt on McFarlane's part, having that trench coat sealed up and closed off. Although I will have to say, I recently saw an interview with him on Stardom Prime, and I do have to say, I respect him for his business ideas in terms of price point and everything. He said, I'd rather let the big boys raise their price and me keep it at the same, and also, show people that I have value at my price point. And him being a privately owned company, he doesn't have to, constantly boost profits for shareholders and all that stuff. And, he's happy keeping it at $19.99 for as long as he can. And so I have to, give him respect for that. But let's get rid of the side eye, man. Let's just get rid of the side eye, please. So continuing on with McFarlane news, guys, he did also show off a Red Robin. Yum. So not that one, not the fucking restaurant, but obviously Tim Drake, who is a Robin that eventually becomes Red Robin. Yum. So yeah, and apparently it's now up for pre-order on Amazon, so check it out. So is the red-suited Wally West. All three are actually up for pre-order on Amazon, I believe, now, so go ahead and check those out if you want them. So that is all the McFarlane news for this week, so why don't we go ahead and move on. But first, thank you so much to Old School Labs for sponsoring this video as well. Check them out over on Amazon and use code JesseM12 for 12% off your order. And check out Raise Energy at raiseenergy.com and use code THEBAT for 10% off your order. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to some NECA news. These were not the only NECA offerings for Holothon. In fact, Holothon is basically a NECA-a-thon because they're releasing a whole lot of stuff, guys. So they're also releasing a Fugitoid from the Mirage comics. We spoke about this a while back. However, now there are listings for them, and they actually went up today and kind of sold out pretty fucking fast, which seemed to peeve off quite a few people, which I understand. Thankfully, I was not going to be going for that figure. However, much like the Gizmo, there are two versions. One is the standard, and the other has a signed autograph from Kevin Eastman. Well, the Gizmo doesn't. The Gizmo has a signed autograph from Howie Mandel, but they both have an autograph from something or someone associated and tied into those characters. However, those versions are $100 You can go to a Comic-Con or a comic convention where Kevin Eastman's at, and he will give you his autograph for free if you bring him a Ninja Turtle book, and he'll also sketch out your favorite turtle for nothing or $20 if he even charges. Yet they're trying to charge you $100 because of the Fugitoid. So just be aware of that, guys. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. But also a part of the Holothon is the Super Bebop and Rocksteady. And much like these things, they're already starting to trickle out to Target stores. So be on the lookout if you are interested in buying those. The other thing that's going to be trickling out into Target and on Target.com and Holothon.com are the Cartoon Toga and Razar. So be on the lookout for that. Much like the Fugitoid, they may sell out very quickly, so be aware. However, I believe all of this stuff is going to be also going to Targets, much like this stuff. So although this stuff wasn't online Target today, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe Mad Hatter's right, and it's Hellathon, because like I said, a few things went up today online, but these guys and Griff did not. So are we going to see them eventually down the line? Because this is supposed to be an every Friday thing, apparently, for the next foreseeable future, apparently. So who knows? Maybe these guys were meant to go up later on in the event, and they just trickled out earlier. But yeah, they didn't make an appearance on today's pre-order list. So it makes one wonder and think, are they going to go online? Or are these two going to be things that only go to stores? So yeah, guys, with that being said, there was one other NECA reveal before I cut it off and wrote my notes and got ready for the show, and that is the Frankenstein accessory pack due out August 2022, and it includes the table, a torch, an alternate head that's all bandaged up for Frank, and a blanket to cover him up when he's on the table. So I definitely will be picking this thing up since I am in on the Universal Monster line. I'm waiting for that colored Wolfman. I almost picked up the black and white one at Holothon because I thought it was the colored version, but I opened it up and I realized it's not the colored version, and I'm not going to do both. I'm going to stick with the colored version opposed to going with the black and white. My shelf is only so big, and I only really need one version of these monsters, and I think the colored representations are a lot better than the black and white ones. Now, when you look at the mummy, there probably won't be too much difference, but I'm still going to go with the colored version opposed to the black and white. So, yeah, guys, that is it in terms of NECA news for this week. So, yeah, guys, be on the lookout all throughout Holothon for more NECA releases because, like I said, it's basically a NECA-thon. So, be aware of that. Be online. Try, guys. Go to your local Targets. That's all I can really say. I got extremely lucky. I found these, and I couldn't be happier and more thankful about that. So, with that being said, thank you so much also to Man Sports Supplements for sponsoring this video. Check them out at mansportssupplements.com and use code THEBAT for 10% off your order. And thank you so much to Legend Footwear for also sponsoring this video. Check them out at legendfootwear.com and use code JesseM_LGND for 10% off your order. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk some Marvel Legends, guys. I know we don't talk too much Marvel Legends here, but they had an offering that kind of tickled my fancy until I realized that they totally dropped the ball with it, guys. They utterly dropped the ball with it. So what exactly is it? Well, they announced a 2-pack Doc Ock and Silk. How these two characters connect and work together, I have no fucking idea. So that's one of the things that really turned me off from this, is that they're trying to pack in a character that I really don't give a fuck about. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't give a fuck about it. I'm a traditionalist. I like older comic stories. I like the old ways, you know? That's just me. You know, I haven't really read more modern Spider-Man and stuff. So all these extra spider people and all that stuff, that's just not me, or not to my taste. So, you know, I don't know who Silk is. I don't know who all these new characters are in the Spider-Verse and whatnot. I know the classics and the originals up until, like, you know, the late 90s, early thousands. After that, I checked out, and I haven't checked back in since. So I don't need a Silk figure. I would have enjoyed and really liked to have that Doc Ock figure. However, the other thing that made that figure unappealing to me is the fact that the tentacles are not on a bendy wire system. And so to me, that is just, come on, how are you going to have a Doc Ock figure without bendy wires for his tentacles? I mean, to me, that's just so basic, but fucking Hasbro's going to Hasbro. So yeah, there's that offering from Marvel Legends. And so let's go ahead and move on to another company that I don't usually talk about, but it may be time for me to get my first SH Figuarts, because they did announce that they are going to be releasing the Batman action figure. So depending on how it looks and how it goes and the accessories and everything, I will highly consider picking it up because I absolutely love that movie. I'm still hyped on it, and I need all the Batman shit I can get. So with that being said, I still have not pre-ordered the Mezco, the Batman. You guys are probably thinking, huh, what? What, Mezco? Yeah, I know. It's just, I'm procrastinating. It's not coming out to next year. It's not an exclusive, so I can pre-order it pretty much whenever. So it's not really a big deal, but I'll get to it sooner rather than later. But yeah, guys, so I will most likely be picking that figure up if it's looking decent, which I'm thinking it should. Although watch Mafex come out and be like, oh, look at the Batman figure, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to need that one too. So it's a very, very deep, dark rabbit hole, guys, where I'm down, as you guys can see. I mean, or can't see. I mean, can you guys even see me? I mean, I'm really like leaning over, guys. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm like really leaning over. This butt cheek is starting to fall asleep. This one's like chilling. It's been in the air this whole time, you know, barely touching the seat and whatnot. So yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you so much to Physique Apparel for also sponsoring this video. Check them out online at physiqueapparel.com, and of course use code THEBAT for 10% off your order. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on into Black Series, guys, because they did have 2 new reveals, that being the GameStop Gaming Greats Commando Fixer, which I am super excited, guys. I absolutely love Clone Troopers. It is my absolute favorite thing about Star Wars, and Commandos are my favorite version of the Clone Trooper, second being the ARC Troopers. But I've always loved the Commandos, and I've always loved Republic Commando, the video game. So now that we're getting these characters and these figures, I am super hyped. Now, obviously, once again, Hasbro's going to Hasbro and take liberties with things and not give us everything that we should be getting in these figures, but at least we're getting 6-inch representations of these figures. So I'm not going to bitch and complain. I'm super happy about that. But that was not the only figure they announced. They also announced the JFO 13th Battalion Clone Trooper. Now, I know I just said I love Clone Troopers. However, I think I may pass on this one. It's just too plain of a Clone Trooper for me to buy. Although it may go with my Commander Bly. Why do I have to think about these things so hard? Because then I talk myself into buying these things. But it kind of reminds me of the one we were supposed to get at Walgreens. I don't know what the fuck ever happened with that one. But yeah. Anyways, those are the only 2 reveals and releases that they did announce this week. They are both already up for pre-order. I believe they are both up for pre-order at GameStop, so they're GameStop exclusives. So be aware of that. So next up, let's go ahead and talk about my favorite toy company of all time, Mezco Toys. So no new actual 1/12 collective reveals or releases or anything. Thank God my wallet's safe. Well, I guess it really wasn't safe this week, right? But they did have a few releases and drops today, March 18th, on the Friday. And that is the Atticus Doom accessory pack and the multicolored glow-in-the-dark skull pack that they did tease in the Atticus Doom comic book if you got the Atticus Doom figure. So yeah, guys, that is it in terms of Mezco news. So last but not least, we are going to talk some Diamond Select news. So shout out to Diamond Select and their marketing manager, Zach Oath, for providing all the information and promotional pics for these next figures and statues. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. So first up, let's talk about some gallery statues. They are coming out with a Galvatron from the Transformers series. This thing does look really cool, very retro, much like G1 Transformers. Don't come for me in the comments below if that is not G1, because I am a very light Transformer fan, I'll admit, you know, so I don't know everything about Transformers. So they are also coming out with a Goliath bust from Gargoyles. So if you're a Goliath fan and Gargoyles fan, be aware and on the lookout for that. They did recently announce that they have partnered up with Jean-Claude Van Damme to do figures and statues based off his likeness off of some of the movies that he's done, and already they've hit the ground running with solicitations for a Jean-Claude Van Damme gallery statue. And next up, they did announce and solicit orders for a new Immortal Hulk gallery statue, guys. So that thing looks amazing, looks massive, looks super detailed. Like I always say about these gallery statues, guys, for what you pay for, you definitely get some amazing detailing and paint applications for statues. I mean, I don't know if you can see them behind this wall of Ninja Turtles, but pretty much 3 out of the 4 statues that I have back here are Diamond Select gallery statues, and honestly, they rival some that I've seen that go for like 150 plus. They're just not ceramic, which I personally like, because if they happen to topple over, it's not 150 plus dollars that I'm out, because this thing dropped and shattered. So yeah, your choice, guys. But yeah, those are the new Diamond Select gallery statues that they do have out now for pre-order. So go ahead and check them out all on diamondselect.com. So Marvel Select figures are also getting a restock, so be aware of that. Go ahead and check it out online and put your pre-order in for those if you want some of those. Mainly the Planet Hulk or the War Hulk they had in the email that they sent me. However, I heard that other Marvel Select figures are getting a restock as well. So go ahead and check those out, and so that way you're aware of the restocks that are occurring. And next up, we are going to talk about a new franchise that they kind of started working with, and they only released one thing so far, and that is the Last Ronin gallery statue. Well, it's not even released yet, it's a pre-order. But now they will be releasing TMNT D-Forms PVC figure counter displays. So these things are miniaturized little TMNT I guess statues and stuff, which are super cool in my opinion. I would love to get my hands on some of these and put them on my podcast table. These things look super awesome and super amazing. So hopefully I can get my hands on some of them and do a review for you guys, and also put them here on the podcast table, because those things look so cool. I would love to have them right here on the podcast table next to my Batman statue when he makes his return. Unfortunately, as you can see, he could not make it on the table today, because if he did, you guys really would not be able to see me, with me having to put everything like right here in front of me and whatnot. So he will make a return next week, guys. So yeah. But yeah, moving on to Gentle Giant, a subsidiary of Diamond Select, just their more higher end statues and whatnot. So talking about like 150 plus statues and whatnot. So they are releasing a giant Darth Maul jumbo figure. So be aware of that. Super cool. I don't think that one's ceramic. I think that one's PVC and stuff, but it is a jumbo Darth Maul figure. They are releasing a Cad Bane and Toto mini bust set, so that looks fucking cool. You actually do get all of Toto, so that's pretty cool. I mean, you only get half of Bane, but you get all of Toto. Next up, they are releasing a 1/7 scale Mace Windu. Now this thing's only $150, guys. That's not fucking bad, I have to admit. So yeah, that's not my cup of coffee, but if it is yours, $150, that's not that bad for that detailed statue. That's really fucking cool. And last but not least, they did also release pre-orders for the Palpatine Force Lightning statue. So yeah, guys, that wraps up all the toy news for this week. So yeah, guys, I mean, fun week, right? I mean, a lot of toys in the toy haul, a lot of toy news, or a decent amount of toy news in my opinion. Can't complain on that front. So yeah, guys, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started with this week's unboxings, I guess, because like I said, we're going to take these guys out of their shippers so we can get a nice closer look at them, and I'm going to do my TikTok unboxings with these guys, and next week they will make an appearance here on the table out of their boxes, or should I say out of their shells. We're coming out of our shells! Haha, pun intended. So I'm sorry, this is why I'm not a comedian, guys, and this is why I do toy reviews and stuff like that, and usually I don't put jokes in them either, because I am a horrible comedian. So with that being said, I'm going to draw the attention off of my horrible comedic chops to this guy, his brother, in the box. So here's a look at the figure in the box. Here's a look at the side panel right there with the beautiful artwork. And here's a look at the back of the box. So why don't I go ahead and pull out my handy dandy Batman knife and just, whoops, if I can just get the knife to go in, slit it open, put the knife away for safety purposes, and then pull the figure out. So like I said, I went ahead and picked up two of these guys because in my mind I just think they would be amazing together, in frame together. So yeah, that's just my OCD army builder toy photographer mind at work. Can't really do much about that. So here is a look at the clone trooper in the tray. Shout out to Rocco the Great once again. Tray shots were something I picked up from him, so yeah, super excited to talk to him in about 2 weeks on Coffee and Toys. But anyways, back to this guy. Let's go ahead and liberate his pistol from the packaging. And of course him. And now he can chill and hang out with his brother. So his jetpack does peg in on the back. And it is the old clone trooper body, which I don't necessarily mind or hate, and I think it's the old clone trooper body with a few modifications made to make it a little better. I feel like it can really drive in its elbow a lot better than the older ones, but it's utilizing that old technology where it has that hard plastic elbow pad opposed to that soft plastic that we were getting, and that was just totally tearing to shreds after you would bend the elbow. So yeah, I personally like the old clone trooper body. I don't like the old stormtrooper body. The new stormtrooper body is far superior, But the old Clone Trooper body, in my opinion, is the superior body when it comes to the Clone Troopers, because the new improvements that they made were not really improvements. They were nice and all, but just too many things went wrong with them. So super happy to add both of these guys to the collection, and I cannot wait to shoot them and also play dominoes with them apparently right now. Oh. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and start off with this one right here. My boy, Michelangelo, which also is absent, but not absent at the same time from the table because of space. So let's go ahead and pull him forward. So these are my first ever Super 7 figures. I have to admit, these are my first ever Super 7 Ultimates. So super awesome and super happy and excited to check these out and see what they're all about. I have taken Mikey out of the box already. I haven't taken him completely out of the box. I just took him out of the shipper box right here. So that's why the plastic's going to be a little all wonky and not the same as these three because I've already taken them out to take a look at them. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and pop this thing open because Super 7 not only makes great figures, but their packaging is amazing as well. And I really debated whether I wanted to show them off in this brown monotone box versus their, actual, packaging right here. But I figured it would make for a good unboxing if we did both ways. So here on the back we have the classic TMNT logo right there, and if we rotate it to the front, we do have a nice little turtle on the front with the nunchucks, and obviously it being Michelangelo. So yeah, super cool. I wanted to make sure there were nunchucks, but yeah, I remember correctly, there's nunchucks on either side. But the cool thing about this is it's a slip cover, so you just pull it up to unveil the amazing fucking figure underneath. I mean, look at that Michelangelo. Now, the cool thing about Super 7 is their take on the turtles is that vintage Playmates version just updated with today's articulation with a Super 7 Turtles head sculpt. So that extra head sculpt is a Super 7 one. They come with the original head sculpts that they came with in the vintage line, and also another alternate head which Super 7 designed to include in the box. And so yeah, super fucking cool. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe I actually thought I was going to sell these things. I mean, come on. Turtles, of course I'm going to keep them. So that is my boy Mikey right there. Let's go ahead and put the slipcase. Let's keep the slipcase off. Throw the slipcase over there. And let's pull Raph over here. How am I going to do this? Let's go ahead and put Raph right here. Go ahead and move Mikey over here. I think the box will fit a little better now. He's out of the bigger box. So there's Mikey, and here's Raphael. Let's go ahead and open up the tab. And pull Raph out of the packaging. There we go. Go ahead and throw that over there. Pull him out of his plastic packaging. So much packaging. And here we have Raph on the front, and of course the turtles on the back. And here is the reveal. Now I'm sure most of you have already seen these. These are not brand new. Like I said, these were the made-to-order pre-orders when they were reissuing the turtles. So obviously we've seen all of these before, or you have. So yeah, but still super cool in my opinion, because like I said, I didn't have them and stuff. So I'm happy to have them. And so let's go ahead and do, I believe this is Donnie. Leonardo. So I was wrong. This is Leonardo. Let's go ahead and do Leo next. Since he's right here next to me, let's go ahead and pull him out of his shipper box and pull from the plastic. I was going to get rid of the plastic, but I might keep it now just so I can pull these things in and out of these shipper boxes whenever I want to or need to. So who knows? I'll probably keep them in there because I don't want to damage the actual box, because these are actually really nice boxes. I don't keep too many of my boxes, but I may keep these because these ones are extremely nice. So taking Leo out of his plastic packaging right there, and so that way we can take a look at the front, which of course, as the other two turtles, has Leo. And we're going to go ahead and do the reveal. And there he is, guys. Look at him. The leader of the Ninja Turtles. Super cool, super awesome. So I'm actually going to put him right here, so that way I can move Mikey on top right there, and hopefully Mikey doesn't topple over while I pull Donnie, the final turtle, over here. Now I can put Mikey back here next to his brother Raph. And now last but definitely not least, we have Donatello, the one that does machines. So super cool to fucking have all 4 of these. I have to admit that definitely hypes me up, having all 4 of these at once. Like I said, I hate waiting for figures, especially when they're the main characters. So super happy and hyped to have all 4 main turtles at once. And here we have the last one, Donatello. So finally out of his plastic covering, let's go ahead and do the reveal right here. And there he is, guys. Donatello, the final turtle right here. So that essentially wraps up this portion of Coffee and Toys, guys. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers once again. I really do fucking appreciate it. Thank you to each and every single one of you that have followed me over on Instagram at CoolFigurez, at Epic Shots by CoolFigurez, and TikTok at CoolFigurez. I really do appreciate it. Once again, playing dominoes with my figures. But thank you so much, guys. Like I always say, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be a grown man talking to myself about toys. So thank you so much. And like I said, stay tuned for this week's Coffee and Toys Live, because it was definitely a crazy but exciting one with not one, but 2 guests, guys. So for the first part, I will be speaking to, once again, Trevor 16 Shooter, and then we're gonna break and basically go over to our scheduled guest, Sir Dork, and talk all about his new toy photography con. So stay tuned for that. You're not gonna want to miss all that great information and that great conversation I had with both Trevor and Sir Dork. And once again, thank you so much to Trevor for coming on super last minute. It was literally like the time I was supposed to go on, and I saw he was online. I was like, you think you could come on like right now, like right this second, and just talk 20-30 minutes? And he was like, yeah, I got you, man. So thank you so much, man. You are the absolute best. I could not say that enough. If you haven't already, go ahead and check him out. Subscribe to him here on YouTube. Same thing as Sir Dork. Check him out on Instagram and subscribe to him here on YouTube as well. So with that being said, guys, let's get into this week's Coffee and Toys Live. Back to the CoolFigurez channel, and welcome to episode 9 of Coffee and Toys Live. This week's guest was supposed to be Sir Dork. However, something got in the way, and whatever happened, he can't be here tonight. So thankfully, we have Trevor from 16 Shooter to come in and save the day and be this week's guest once again, 2 weeks in a row.
That's right. 2 weeks in a row. That's right. I forgot. It's been a week. Wow. Holy cow.
Right? It's been a long week, it seems like, right?
Yeah. It's been a really long week. Yeah, it has. Wow. That's crazy.
So how have you been, man? How have you been?
I've been busy. Yeah, I've been trying to get I've been trying to do these shoot and reviews that I think I was talking about it on the show last week. Mm-hmm. About getting that done, and got it done, put it up there. It's doing pretty well. It's motivating me to want to do more, but I've got to get this whole YouTube thing down to a science, this whole editing thing and cuts and the shots, and it's a lot of work, man. I give people credit who've been doing it for a long time and do it really well, better than I do. It's tough. It's a tough gig.
No, yeah, that's what I've kind of been behind on my own videos, so I've been like staying up till like 1 or 2 a.m. and trying to edit and get everything done and uploaded.
Exactly. Yeah, you're pumped to do it, and like you're driven to do it, but like, then I'm sleeping until 8:30.
Yep, I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. So once again,
and then it's on top of that is getting shots done and stuff. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we're talking about your shots, man. Yeah. Talking about your shots, man. You just posted one, and you kind of already posted the shoot and review onto YouTube for that one, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the one that's up there, the Nosferatu Mezco shot. Yep. It's the review is like not an in-depth review. It's not the amazing level or, Jay Hernandez or Dorklair or any of that stuff. It's not that good. It's good. I mean, it's going to tell you what's in there. It's really from a photography standpoint. Is it a good figure? Does it look good? Does it pose well? I'm working it out. I might get more into depth on the figures and the stuff itself, but I don't want to sit there. It takes a long time. I mean, that's a 15-minute video, which I think is about the level that people have. That's about the limit for instructional review type video, and I don't want to spend 10 minutes on the review and then just do 5 minutes. It's a toy photography YouTube site. So I really want to get into the photography. So I'm kind of glossing over the figure, but I do, show you everything that's in there and talk about it and give it a score and everything, So I do look it over. It's not like I'm just like not walking through it with you. But I mean, there's so many people doing this. If you want an in-depth, like what kind of joint does it have? How does it stack up against other figures? Go watch one of the other ones.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
that's
But
it.
I mean, at least you have some substance in that context in your video besides just the shoot. You pull out the figure, you say, you have all these opportunities and options for the pics. These are
Right.
the ones I'm going to use for this one in particular. And then you go
Yeah.
into the shoot part. That's
Yeah.
kind of that's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah, and it's just it's an excuse to do a shot on video and to walk through the shoot and the editing. It's based around a new figure that came out, so people are interested in the figure. Maybe they're pulling it out to shoot too. Maybe it's inspirational. Maybe it gives them some ideas for something else. So it's just an excuse to really open up the stuff that I can here, so it doesn't stack up on a pile over in the corner here and shoot it, like I have to force
No,
myself
yeah.
to do a shot with it. So it's good for me, and hopefully it's good for whoever's watching.
Well, I'm sorry, I lost you there. I started getting a call. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. No, I'm saying hopefully it's good for me, and hopefully it's good for whoever tunes into and maybe get something out of it. Hey, Nate, what's going on, man?
No, yeah, definitely, man. Because like I said, even then last week, I definitely tuned into that Razor Crest one and learned a lot from it. And I even
Oh,
started
good.
watching I learned a lot from that one. And then I also started watching your Doc Nocturnal one, the one with where the arms crashing through and everything. So that was really cool.
Right. Yeah, there's a little more ACBA compliant. This one, I try to do the ACBA thing, but there's sometimes you just want to do something quick, and I don't want to spend 2.5 hours trying to get the stand hidden on
Yeah.
the figure, and it's falling over and it's knocking everything over. And with those bats, it was like I probably could have found a way to drive a wire straight back to the wall or something like that. But I also I'm a collector, so I don't really want to ruin. I mean, there's certain things that I don't care about. There's certain level of quality of figure, that price point of figure that I don't care about messing with. Mezco stuff is a little different. I mean,
No, yeah,
when you
definitely,
got a
man.
$120 figure, I don't want to really start drilling holes in the accessories to accommodate wires and stuff like that. So yeah, it is what it is. Plus, I wanted to show people how to, if you're not an ACBA compliant person, how to take the wires out, because that's like a basic entry level sort of trick and tip for people and I'm getting a lot of people who I know that are new to this and are just looking for those basic things. We get to a point where we're like, yeah, that's old hat stuff, but there's tons of people coming up who don't know anything about that. You know what I mean? How do I do that? How do you make it so easy to get the wires out of there without making it look like, the first time you use a clone brush, it's like a mess. It's just an easy way to do it. So, I figured I'd do something about that. I'll get more in depth in Photoshop and Lightroom techniques in some later videos. But I was trying to keep it quick, just trying to keep it simple and not confuse people too much. I don't know if I did the best job at that, but I tried.
So was this shot planned around your idea to do your shoot and review, or did you do your shoot and review because you were doing the shots?
No, I forced myself. Like I said, this is kind of the basis of this is to kind of, when I get something in and it's it's inspiring. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff that's doesn't at least get my scale is 1 to 6, ha ha ha. So I don't know that if anything's going to get less than a 5, honestly, because I don't know. It's not like people are paying me right now. I mean, nobody's people send me figures, but it's not, I'm not doing it for that. You know what I mean? I'm just doing stuff I buy, stuff I like. So, maybe I'll find something along the way that I don't like about the figure, and that'll knock us some points off of it. Or, the price point is too high, but I like the look of it, so that might get it a 4 or a 5. But the shots are based around, I've got the figure in, I want to open it, it looks kind of cool, I've got an idea for it, so I'm going to do a shoot and review for it. You know what I mean? And in all honesty, it's the more slightly hyped figures, you know what I mean? I just did a Doctor Strange shot. I thought about doing a shoot and review for that, but I just want to get the shot up. So, because that's the other thing. It's a week between my shots sometimes, and it's like it's too long. So sometimes I just got to put up shots.
No, yeah, I totally understand that. That's one of the reasons why I try to use practical stuff because it's a lot easier to edit that than, to, like you said, clone and brush and all that stuff out. And I have
Yep.
to admit, even though I'm not a beginner, I still don't know those basic techniques. I honestly don't.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like it's a tip and trick, and it's not even like something that, yeah, you might not even think about it. You know what I mean? It's just like you take a shot, and if you're a photographer of any kind, you take it into Lightroom and Photoshop. And it's just, yeah, I mean, if you take a picture, the gist of the video, well, you should go watch it anyway. Not you, but
I
people
will.
watch
Trust me, I will.
Hey, Jason. Just have to say hi to Jason. You take a shot with all the stuff in it, your figures, whatever you got with stands going on, and then take those guys out. I mean, for me, that's the very last thing I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know if I'm going to go back to the shot and want to redo it, and I don't want to move. Which is why I don't do it that often, but it is a good technique. Then you just take a shot of like the backdrop or the props or whatever without anything in it. Don't move the camera. You got to have the camera on a tripod. You got to have that in the exact same spot. And then you can bring everything in together and then literally just mask out, the wires to allow the background shot that you took with no figures in it to show through. And it's like painting in magic. It's like fantastic for people who see it the first time. It's like, oh my God, they're just disappearing. It's like, yeah, it's the basis of it. So yeah, it's a good technique. The problem that I describe in the video is that I use a lot of fog. And if you use fog, or if like Sir Dork uses explosions and fireworks and stuff like that, then it gets trickier because and he does it, and I think he probably does maybe something similar, but I'm sure he uses some cloning tools and some spot healing brushes and stuff to take, because I've seen his behind the scenes. He's got stands holding up like the cans and stuff that he uses, but the explosions are a variable, so it's tougher to take that empty shot, because basically the background is an explosion. So matching that up with, you kind of have to use the clone tool or the healing brush tool for that. So, it's a good technique some of the time. Yes, I am using the newest version of Photoshop. Yes. Yep.
Well, I was going to say thank you for that info, but yeah, I'm definitely going to check out your video once I'm off here. It's one of the things I saw, like right before I came on, I saw you posted it. I was like, oh man, I was excited to watch it, but I had to come on. But I guess the next best thing, I get to talk to you about it. So
there you go. Describe the entire video.
Exactly. What was your inspiration behind this shot? Like, or did you even have one, or did you just think I'm going to make it basic so that way I can key in on a few skill points and whatnot for the video?
I really didn't think about what I was going to focus on. I wasn't trying to I kind of came up with the idea of, the techniques based on the shot, not the other way around, not coming up with a shot to be able to show people how to do that. And just to quickly, Sunny, Zigzag Zoom is right. Sometimes the fog and the explosions end up hiding the wires too. So, I mean, if you are using a variable like that, sometimes you can just simply have them, they kind of make them disappear to begin with. So. But anyway, I basically, the inspiration was, I don't know, Nosferatu's very, film noir. This one's a little more, like I said in the video, it's a little more comic pulp fiction. It's got a little more of a monster horror magazine type of thing than the film noir one, the original one. But I just love those moody castle, Transylvania, vampire-y things. I mean, everybody's done some great pictures with that first Nosferatu, and I've seen some with this new one too. So it's tough to come up with, something different. But I wanted to use the accessories too. So it came with great accessories. It's got these little...
Oh, it really did.
Yeah, it's got these little wolves, which I wanted to try and like work in a little bit, but I had another idea. It just would have been a little more basic, and I thought like this one was a little more complex in terms of the setting and getting the bats in there, so I went with that one. So I'll do the one with the wolves though eventually, maybe. Who knows?
That's how it always goes, right? You have another one, and you're just like, I'll do it eventually. Yeah, maybe, and then you get a new figure in. And it's just like, okay, it gets shuffled even further back.
Right. Do you have a list like of shots? Do you write down ideas and stuff like that?
I have many lists that just end
Yeah,
up in a
yeah,
notebook that I
yeah.
honestly
Exactly.
I tend not to refer back to because I tend to get newer ideas and then I'll write those down and
That's
so
exactly what
yeah.
happens to me. I'll go back to that list every once in a while. I'm like, oh, that was a good idea, but now it's not fresh, and
Exactly.
the figure may be like a year old now, and it's like, I don't know if I want to do that right now. So
Hmm.
it's good to write them down because sometimes there's a concept there that you can use for something that you are interested in or
Hmm.
um, whatever. But I write them down anyway, just because I have done them. At one point, I was trying to make it make an effort to check them off and do the ones that I had in there. And then every once in a while, you get those things where you're like, "What the hell was I thinking with this? This is not
Hmm.
good. This is stupid.
Hmm.
Like, not doing
Yeah,
this."
that list helps you see which ones were the best of ideas, and some of them you read, like you said, you look back and you're like, okay, maybe it's not good for this figure right now, but this other figure just came out, and I can apply this concept to that one.
Right, 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 right.
So yeah, I
Hey,
know
Sean,
all
thank you.
too well about the list.
Appreciate it. Have you had Sean on Visual Approach?
No, but I would love to have him. I'm sure he's on. That's another list that I have is a list of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
to reach out to have on the
Yes, I
show.
know. I know. I got that too because I have that Articulator show on YouTube, and it's been over a year since I've done one of those, and I'm trying to get one together, but it's tough because you got to get three people who have time. Right now I'm working with somebody who's across the pond, and I don't know if that's going to work out because just the time difference is just not working out and stuff. So,
No, yeah.
but yeah, it's tough. It's tough to coordinate people and then the rest of the stuff you got going on. So yeah, I totally know that, man. Doing a show like this is not that's not easy either. Just doing the lives is tricky too.
No, yeah, especially like, with kind of like like you said, with time zones and everything, you have to coordinate with all that stuff also here. And so, yeah, that definitely plays into effect. But yeah, if you
I
ever need a
know, and
guest, man, let me know.
oh, for sure, yeah, I'll get you on. And then it's I'm ramping that up again. So what I try to do is put together a concept like something around the first two weren't really the people I had on were good at those concepts. Like it was focus, and the second one was how was it? I don't even know what the topic was, but basically the people I have on are somebody who's good at those things, But I've been getting a
Hmm.
little more granular and a little more specific about them. So it's tricky because I want certain people for certain subjects, and then like to get those people all together, I'm making it harder on myself than I probably have to. But yeah,
Yeah, but if you want to try and make those preparations, man, it's never going to happen. So you're on the right track doing all that stuff.
yeah, I know, and it's good. Like, listen, like I think I said this last time. I had 1,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, which is awesome on YouTube, with only 30 videos, which is pretty crazy. Um, but I think there's some good content there. There's some rewatchable content, and hopefully I can keep it up. We'll see.
Well, I'm sure, without everything coming out that was delayed, you'll have plenty of new figures to do plenty of shoot interviews for.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I got a pile of them over here, man. There's
Oh,
a
there
pile
you
of
go,
them.
man.
I just got the symbiote Spider-Man in the other day from Hasbro. That looks really cool. Um, maybe I'll do something with him. I don't know. We'll see. To think of an angle for that.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be a great shot from you, man. I'm sure you can come up with a pretty great angle. Maybe have him fight up against Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's another thing about that I'm not. When I do crossovers, do you do crossovers? Have you done a lot of crossovers?
I dabble in them. I,
I'm
I
not
enjoy them for what
remembering.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy them every once in a while, but yeah, I tend to stick to the same franchise. But every once in a while, I like
Thank you,
to mix
Mario.
things up and just throw it in there.
Yeah. Thanks, Mario. Oh, I didn't know we could heart these things. Oh no, I can't. Can I? Oh yeah, I can. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty great. Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody who's commented. Um, yeah, like I was talking to Jason, who you had on, Jason Young, and
Hmm.
a while back, and we're both very like we're creative people who deal with people who have specs and
Hmm.
parameters to their designs and stuff like that. And I think that's so ingrained in our blood that it's hard for us to like break out of a genre and do something that's just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take, like you just said, like, okay, I'm going to take Nosferatu and have him battling Spider-Man. It's like, well, wait. What's the angle there? There's got to be some angle. There's got to be something funny about it or a reason for it. You know what I mean? It just can't be a random thing, which I've seen people do, and it can be fun. I've seen people mix up, figures all over the place, and they do a great job of it. I don't know. It's something in me that like gets like, no, I don't know about that. I've done it, but like I did a shot with Groot and Rocket well, it wasn't Rocket, but it was a tiny stormtrooper that was like a Nendroid with a Black Series head, and then there was another stormtrooper that was Star-Lord in the Death Star with Groot in the handcuffs in place of Chewbacca. So I mean, that had like a reason to be, you know what I mean? Like there was a concept behind it. So, but yeah, there's endless ideas, man. It's just it's having the time.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I totally understand that. Like for me personally, I do crossovers just because like I like bringing together two franchises that I love that I feel would also
cool.
fit together. You know what I mean? Not just I don't just put like Star Wars with this and that and this. Like it kind of does have to fit together. You know what I mean? So I kind of do keep that concept idea where it's like, okay, this would fit in this kind of reality.
Right.
Like I wouldn't throw in like cartoon NECA turtles with the Back to the Future NECA figures. I would throw in like the movie ones. You know what I mean? Where it's lifelike and more like in tune with that concept and that atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a reason. Again, I see people who do it all the time just to, Barrel Moraldo's guy. I mean, he's funny. You know, I mean, his concepts are humorous, so it doesn't really matter. Him. But he's already, it's the humor that works. Like, so he can throw in Ross from Friends and Captain Kirk and somebody else, and they're all, what they're doing is they're smoking pot or something. You know what I mean? It's just whatever the reason he comes up with. He has concepts. He's not just throwing shit in there and just like having it like, hey, isn't this funny? But he's really good at it, and it's sometimes it's hard to come up with the concept.
Did you want to walk through the shot you were talking about right now that you're actually going through?
I'll show you quick. It's rough, and I don't even know if it's going to end up being anything, but I'll show you what I got so far. So I'm kind of trying to do like I'll show you where the camera angle is if I can even get the camera with a. So this is kind of well, you know what? Better yet, I'll show you on the camera. Just shot me again. That's not what I want. So something along these lines. I'm trying to focus on this skull and kind of a morality tale type of thing. Got a Lume Cube set up as a substitute for the moon here, and using a little cinefoil I like to use to try to to block the light from hitting the screen, because the screen's right there behind there. Just a bunch of pieces of stuff, some rocks I made, some pillars I made, the base I made, and I recently just got this sort of skull throne thing from BBTS. So it's a Mythic Legion shot. I don't know. There's something there. It's just like, it's one of those shots where I'm like, all right, I got to get this done, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Is this anything? I think it looks kind of cool. I edited on a kind of a first round version of it last night, and there's something to it. Then I got the overhead softbox. It's got a blue gel in it. I use that a lot. I just use that for the Nosferatu shot too. And again, the cinefoil is there to like block the light from hitting the screen. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. But I don't know. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, it's simple, like you said, but it looks like it has some depth and meaning to it.
Yeah, a little white card here to bounce a little light onto the crown was getting a little, because there's no front lighting here. There's nothing. You shut off the lights here, all your light is coming from the back, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, this is another thing that I'm going to do a little more in depth talk about on one of the videos is that, you know, the backlighting is good.
Mm-hmm.
Backlighting good.
Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with a front key light depending on what you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't need as much as you think. You know what I mean? You can sometimes just bounce a light from behind, or from the side, and get the amount of light that you really need to light up a scene. Again, it depends on the scene, depends on what you're shooting, but yeah, I mean the only real light on the front of this skull is this bounce card that's just kind of reflecting the lume cube from behind it to get a
Mm-hmm.
little light on there, and that's it. And it's plenty bright. I mean, you know, it'll probably be brightened up in post a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can. Oop, that one. There we go.
But no,
Yeah.
it's lit up. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So you don't really need much. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the tail of that. Yeah. Just
Well,
bought
that's
some
pretty
more of
cool,
these.
man.
I don't know
What
if
are
anybody's.
those?
These are like machine. Um, they use them in machining. They're threaded, and I don't know exactly what they. I did, at one point I didn't know what they were used for, but they're used for machining
Mm.
things, and but they're heavy as hell. I mean, this is a solid block of like steel, you know what I mean, with
Mm-hmm.
some holes in it. And the reason the holes are great is because you can use these to put stands in and things like that, and wires and stuff like that. But they're also just great weights that hold stuff down. You know,
Mm-hmm.
super cheap on Amazon, and so yeah, it's a really good tool. Get
Oh,
those.
man, that's cool. Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like toy photographers are always finding useful uses for like other objects and stuff like that.
yeah, that was a good one. I can't. I saw somebody had one in a behind the scene, and then I know that Jason bought one, and I think I bought one around the same time. I don't know, whatever. But I mean, I've seen him play. It's not something that I came up with, but yeah, 1, 2, 3 blocks. That's what they're called. Yep. Oh, no
Oh,
shit.
nice.
That's cool. They're an
Oh,
important part of
nice.
your workshop. Yeah.
So what do they actually do?
Yeah. Give us,
PNKR10.
give us, give us the breakdown, because I've seen them before. Like I remember them from shop. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Back when there was shop in school, but I don't exactly know what they do. But I bought some more, and oh my god, they came out. They come from, you know, I don't know where they come from. I think these came from China, but they smell of oil. They stink, and they're like greasy as hell. So you got to take them in and you got to wash them. And so I
air 'em
haven't done that
out.
yet. So I just got it wrapped up in paper towel right now because it is gross. And that's, you don't want to get all that stuff on your hands and then go and touch like a Mezco
Like
figure or
toys.
something
Oh
like that.
yeah. Oh yeah. I always make sure to wash my hands before I mess around with my Mezcos.
Hell yeah, that and the hot toys, man. It's crazy, especially anything with white on
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. I washed my hands and I messed around with that Secret Agent Gomez and his jacket's still turning black somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
scares me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The small figures, especially. There's something about, you know what I did get is another use of things that aren't for toy photography, but they actually are for product photography, though. It's just this cotton gloves. I just got a whole
Mm.
bag of cotton gloves. And if I'm dealing with anything white, or sometimes anything like the shiny black, and you don't want the, you know, every time you touch it, you get a
Yeah.
fingerprint on it or dust on it or something, they're really, really good. Um, yeah, that's another good tip there. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, I
definitely. Like
wash
you
my
said.
hands, but like, you know, you can't wash your hands. Yeah, I'm not like a surgeon. You know,
No,
like I
yeah.
come down here, I'm
Exactly.
touching other things, I'm touching props, I'm touching the table, I'm dusting things, and it's like, you know,
No, yeah. It's all
yeah,
part of the
jewelry gloves.
process.
There you go. Yep.
It's all part of the
Oh,
process, not just in one spot. Oh,
there's
there's
Sir Dork.
Sir. Better late than never, right, man?
Well, I can jump off on, man, if you want to bring him on. That's fine with me. I can get back to my shot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to keep you too long from that because, like you said, I know it's like a week process with editing and everything. So I'm sure you want to get a shot down today and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once again, man, thank you so much for coming on. Like, I really do
Yep.
appreciate it. No, it was super last minute, so you really did save me. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it,
No
man.
worries. All right, I'll continue to watch if he comes on.
All right, sounds good. What do you
All
say?
right.
You're good, man. Sir Dork,
You're
you're good.
fine,
You're
man.
good. You're good.
Yeah,
You're
I
good.
just got a little extra
Life happens.
time. So, all right.
Life happens. Life happens. All right,
Thanks,
man.
Jesse.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Yep, you got it. See you guys. Now I got to leave. I got to figure out how to leave.
It should be a little
I guess I
X.
just leave up
Yeah.
in the top there. There
Yeah.
we go. Boom.
Nice. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and add Sir Dork real quick. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, dude. Like, hi, everyone. And hey, dude, I feel like the biggest,
No
just
worries,
like
man.
piece of
No
crap. Like,
worries.
I'm somebody that like totally. I feel I'm proud of the fact that I'm usually very dependable and
You're good, man. You're good.
and I just, dude, totally.
Hey,
I'm
no
sitting down here. I'm
worries.
like 8 o'clock. All right, here we go. 8 o'clock, and I'm like, wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was 7. Thank
You're
you
good, man.
for still letting me on here. Thanks to
No,
Trevor
of
for
course.
hopping on and probably being way better than I was. But seriously, no, I feel really bad. And
No worries, man. No worries. Trust me. I know life gets in the way. Stuff happens. I've done that multiple times with my own show where I'm like, okay, because like I was telling Trevor, it gets tricky with East Coast, West Coast time. You're thinking this and that, or I've even had to deal with like Mid Coast time, and it's just like, okay, that's 2 hours, not 3 hours. You know what I mean? So no worries, man. I totally understand. Life gets in the way. This is just supposed to be a fun show. Kick back, relax, get some info on your new toy con or toy photography con and everything, get to know you and whatnot. So no worries. We're still here to have a great conversation with you, man. So thank you for coming on, Sir Dork. I really do appreciate it. Better
I
late than
appreciate you
never.
understanding.
So no. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Cool.
So,
Well, I'm very excited to be here, and and thank you for having me. So yeah, really, thanks, man.
well, besides this, how's your week been, man? How have you been?
This week's been pretty good. It's been very busy, but being busy is definitely a good thing. So yeah, I hope your week has been good as well.
No, yeah, it's been definitely good. Definitely busy and stuff. Doing a lot of stuff recently, and just here on Instagram, on YouTube, and on the side of my private life and career and everything. So a lot's been happening and changing. Surprisingly, in 2022, like I didn't think anything was gonna happen this year, and all of a sudden it was like bam, 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 bam. So it's like it's good, but like you said, you're busy all the time. You know what I mean?
That's great. That's really great, and that's with CoolFigurez or with like professional, like your normal career, or like
Yeah, with just different stuff. So like me personally, I'm a bodybuilder and stuff, but like I'm taking this year off. But I was given the opportunity to help actually put on a show this year, opposed to like actually compete in one. So like I have this new opportunity in front of me and whatnot.
that's awesome. Well, congrats on that. That's really cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's
And then yeah, just YouTube and CoolFigurez has been slowly been growing and stuff. So that's putting more and more stuff out for that and whatnot. So that's even more work and stuff. So yeah, just a lot of great stuff, from all aspects and all sides right now.
Well, that's fantastic news. I'm glad to hear it, man.
Well, thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. So, since we're on and everything, I guess let's go ahead and get started with the questions on the show and everything. So, uh, glad to hear that you're having a great week and everything. But what got you into collecting, man?
What got me into collecting? Honestly, I think my story for my answer to this question is probably the same as a lot of others. Just like being a longtime fan of stuff. Liking Star Wars, liking comics and movies, whatever. And really, like when you hold an action figure, you're kind of holding a physical representation of a character you have a strong connection with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a toy. I mean, it's a toy, which is great. And you can play, but it's kind of owning a figure. Like I love Superman. Having a Superman figure is the closest I can get to having a physical representation of that character that I have such a strong connection with, and it's and that's the joy of collecting.
No, I can totally understand that. I'm the same way, but with Batman.
Awesome. All right. I'm sure
Yeah.
you probably assuming you probably loved the Batman.
I did. I did. Although I still don't think it's better than The Dark Knight, in my opinion. It's right behind it, but The Dark Knight is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, and so that's kind of hard to dethrone right there.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I mean, I adored the movie quite a bit, and I've only seen it once. I want to go see it again, but like I think Robert Pattinson's my second favorite Batman, and Ben Affleck's my favorite. I'm a big Ben fan.
No,
But
yeah, so am I. So am I. I was really let down that we didn't get a solo film with him. I think he would have really done a great job with that role as Bruce Wayne and, a veteran Batman.
me too, man. But we'll be seeing him in the Flash coming up, so next year.
Right.
But
Exactly, right. It was supposed to come out this year.
Yep.
So, what are your favorite lines to collect or actual characters? Whichever one you want to answer, if you want to answer both.
Well, it's weird, and it's like I feel like every year I have almost like a different answer for that. It's crazy how much that kind of thing evolves throughout time. Like, so I think probably the IPs that I enjoy and want to collect the most are Star Wars. Star Wars is probably number one. I love the Black Series, and I love that the Black Series it's always, we're always getting stuff, and it's a $20 figure. We have so much of it, so I'm a huge fan of Black Series. I'm a big DC fan in general, so my favorite DC line I think to collect is I really like the movie figures that Mafex comes out with, and then Mafex been coming out with a lot of the really great the comic stuff too, and Jim Lee's like one of my favorite things. So the fact that they're coming out with all these Hush figures is just like the perfect representations of these characters, in my opinion. So I'm just like, yes, give me more. Yeah, I love DC, and I'm a big Pokemon fan too. So pretty much any new Pokemon thing I have to get. And well, actually, you know what? I can't say that because there's so much Pokemon stuff that comes out. I have been quite happy with what Jazzwares has been doing, because we're getting a lot of figures of Pokemon that I never would have expected. Like this guy right here just got this Rayquaza.
Oh yeah,
it's just like I was not expecting this to ever be a thing, and I have it. So yay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been seeing that on a lot of people's toy hunts recently that are Pokemon fans. I've been seeing, they're all excited when they see it and come across it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, stuff I never expected, but plenty of other things too. Like I love Power Rangers, so I've been getting a lot of thing collection, and let's see, I like there's a lot of video games that I like to collect. Like I love Fallout, so I have quite a big Fallout collection. But yeah, not a whole lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally see.
I'm sure, but is there like a specific? Well, I guess you said Black Series would be your Star Wars one, and then Mafex would be anywhere in terms of superheroes, right?
Yeah, probably. And every once in a while, I would say, okay, the 3 lines. I really love Black Series, and I do love what Mafex does, and I'm a big fan of SH Figure Arts too. Usually, I'll have to decide, do I get the Mafex or the Figure Arts? And I'm usually like handed whatever. Yeah, and a lot of times it's Mafex, but with Star Wars, I think they do great. I don't know. They both do great. They both do great.
Did you happen to see this morning's reveals for Black Series?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they look good. They look good. The 2 clones look really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, to be honest, it's weird because I feel like I'm at a position with Black Series now that for a while I was always like, I need to get everything that comes out, and I feel like I almost have like almost everything I kind of want. And then there's just more clones and stuff coming out. I'm like, oh, these clones look great, but like, I don't know, do I need them? Like, I feel like I'm starting to become more of an adult and actually being able to realize what I need and what I don't need, which some would say is a great thing, and some would say is a bad thing. But yeah, it is kind of interesting how more often I'm saying, yeah, actually, I don't need to get that one. It's kind of weird. Does that ever happen with you? Like,
I think it's happening to a lot of collectors now because shelf space and prices are going up. You know what I mean? So I think it's a combination of a lot of those things. Like you said, they're constantly pumping stuff out. So our shelf space is just going down and down and down. So like you said, it's great that they're constantly giving us stuff. And for them, it's great because they're constantly getting money from us. But there's going to come a point where we're going to run out of shelf space. And we're going to be like, kind of like us right now, where we're just like, well, do I really need that character? I have plenty of these and stuff like that. But then also, the prices are increasing, you know, and we're really having to see, because not only are toy prices increasing, but just cost of living everywhere else. And as toy collectors, we have to really learn to prioritize that over our
Yeah.
collection. And it's really hard, I feel like, for a lot of toy collectors, because like you said, these are representations of things that we love from our childhood, that we've grown up with, that have maybe been the reason we are the people we are today. And so we have those connections to them. So it makes it hard to say like, okay, well, I can't be buying every single Superman figure as much as I would want to, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, you know, I think it's just a combination. I think 2022 is really going to be the year of selective collecting for a lot of people. Whereas 2020 and 21 was like, okay, it's a new toy, it's on the shelf, let me see it, let me grab it, let me buy it. And now we're starting to see like those habits kind of hindered and hurt us in terms of shelf space, because now we're going like, okay, well, now I have to really pick and choose because my shelf space is so limited.
Yeah. I think that's, you said it. Yeah, we're all learning to prioritize, which I guess isn't a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the end. We still need to buy food and stuff like that.
No, yeah, and actually, I don't know if you watch Spectre Creative's channel.
No, I haven't.
He's Scott Nyglick. He's actually the runner, and has 25 plus years of working in the toy industry. So his videos are always like, you know, behind the scenes on that stuff and whatnot. And his recent video was saying, you know, are we hitting a price ceiling? Like, is there going to come a point where collectors are going to say, you know what, this just isn't worth that price for what we're getting?
That's interesting. Yeah. Maybe we are.
Yeah, because me personally, I've decided to like stick more to like the high end toys. Like me personally, I like Mezcos, so like I've decided maybe focus more on Mezcos than so many, you know, a bunch of Black Series, or, you know, a few Marvel Legends here and there, or DC Multiverse figures, because I'd rather pay for one figure that's going to come with a lot of options and a lot of cool stuff than a lot of money for a figure that's going to be void of a bunch of accessories and stuff like that.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I've definitely becoming one to buy one really nice and kind of expensive toy, as opposed to 10 cool but cheaper toys. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I would have to agree.
Yeah, so hopefully, you know, prices go down or something happens somehow, but I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see at this point with collecting and everything. But yeah, I think it really is shelf space too, though. I think they've been pumping out so many toys in the last 2 years that we've been collecting, and it's like, okay, well, there's only so much space.
The shelf space is a thing. We moved to a new house almost a year ago, and yeah, new house, lots of space. There's not a whole lot of space anymore. It's already full.
Yeah, and you have a whole house. I have a single room to deal with, to work with.
Yeah. So you know it, man.
No, yeah, definitely. And especially when you go into toy photography and stuff, you're like, ooh, that's a cool toy. And it's like, I'm not into that, but I feel like it can work for a concept that I want in my head. And it ends up just going on your shelf and you never touch it and it's just there. And you look at it occasionally, you're like, oh, yeah, that's why I bought that figure. But you never pick it up.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely agree with that one.
So talking about toy photography, man, what exactly got you into it?
It's, I would say my story for that question is probably the same as most people too. Being a collector, and then having just an Instagram account in general, and I was just like, I got a new figure, let me post this cool new figure I got, check it out, boom. And then every time I did that, the photo slowly became more and more creative, to the point where I was more interested really in the photos than the collecting itself, and then just went from there. And then you see all these amazing inspirational artists doing toy photography, and you're like, whoa, that's awesome. I want to do that. How the heck do I do that? And just goes from there. And it's cool. I like sharing that story, because it's just like, so many people are like, same here, me too. That's how easy it is to just get hooked.
No, yeah, it really is. It's the same way with me. You know, I just wanted to show off my collection. You know, you have a few friends and family that you show, and it's cool and all, but then you're like, there's other people out there that you want to connect, see their collection, show your collection. And then, like you said, you know, well, maybe I'll go from just having them standing there to running or in a battle pose. Let me throw in another figure, and then, well, let me throw in a background. And next thing you know it, you're buying dioramas, figures, accessories, lights, and everything. And you're deep, and you're just like, oh, crap.
No, that's literally how it is. I'm sure everyone watching right now is like, yep, yep. Yeah, man.
So you mentioned a few of your favorite lines. Are those also your favorite lines to shoot when you're doing toy photography, or are there other lines that you like to shoot because, of the articulation, the way they look better on photography and pictures and whatnot?
Definitely. I would say honestly, my collecting habit has steered directly towards shooting. So like I pretty much only will buy things I plan on shooting. It's very rare I'll buy something where like, oh, I want this, but I'm never gonna shoot it. It's like because it kind of helps me in a way to make me prioritize the things I get, and I get less things, which is good. But yeah, I pretty much will only buy things I plan on shooting. But every once in a while, I'll still get something. And I've in 2020, I started collecting Hot Toys, which is a deep dark hole over there. And collection just since then has gotten pretty decent, And I don't really shoot them ever too much. Every once in a while, I will. Like I made my little Dork logo thingy with a Hot Toy, but yeah, I don't really plan on shooting them. I just get them because I like to look at them. I just want to go look at them and go, yeah, they look good.
No, yeah, I definitely understand that, especially with like considering how much you would have to build for them in order to shoot for them. Like imagine those dioramas.
Yeah, it's a whole new world when you're shooting things bigger. It definitely is, and it's fun to try new things. But yeah, I definitely do just enjoy the 12 scale to shoot at least.
Oh yeah, I totally get that. It's a little more feasible, especially with the stuff that's out there already on the market. You don't have to make everything. You could buy a few things here and there that are already to that scale.
Yeah.
So a user or a follower had a question. Have you only shot 6-inch, or have you ever messed around with Lego toy photography as well?
I actually very recently have had to dive into a little bit of Lego. I don't think I've really posted any of it, to be honest. But I've kind of gotten this really. I'm super grateful to have this kind of contact with somebody or a group of people from the Walt Disney Company, specifically in Europe, Northern Africa, and Western Asia. There's like a certain branch of Disney that's that area. And so I've been kind of doing a little bit of work with them for the past since 2020 here and there, just like with different promotional things they're doing. Like I did Triple Force Friday stuff with them, and then I did Mando Monday stuff with them, and then this most past recent with Boba Fett, Bring Home the Bounty. Which was it's just so cool, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do something like that. And sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, wow, I'm shooting stuff for Disney. It's really cool. And so it's been kind of a handful of different Star Wars stuff. So it's not just like one brand. So there's been a decent amount of Lego and Funko and Hasbro stuff, and sometimes some Mattel stuff too, like some of the cute little animatronic Baby Yoda stuff. Which is really it's awesome. So I did a little bit of Lego in the Bring Home the Bounty stuff, which is a whole new world. Anyone like if anyone doesn't shoot Lego, and then and I don't know if someone hasn't ever shot Lego, you don't realize quite how much of a totally different art form it is, especially just because Lego posing is totally different. The way light reflects off of a flat Lego figure is completely different than the way light reflects off of, a full, whatever, detailed action figure. And that's something really to get used to, and it's not easy. I definitely had to do some major adjustments, and it was really fun. It was really, really fun. And one of the really cool things I got to do was the new AT-AT. That's the real big one. I got to shoot that, and that was really hard, but really cool. And they ended up being happy with it, which is just really cool. And the big Republic gunship that just came out too recently. Yeah, building it was hard too.
I'm sure, man.
So yeah, Lego is awesome. I would say it's still not my number one that I would like to shoot, but I have had a little bit of experience now, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool.
Well, glad to hear, man, and good to know about all that info about it being even different from regular toy photography. Like you said, messing around with those flat surfaces and whatnot.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I never would have thought of how light reacts differently with a piece of a Lego guy. I've also learned that to not say Legos, say Lego.
Lego.
I have been scrutinized for saying Legos
Oh, you're not
before.
supposed to?
I guess not. It's just Lego. It's just.
Oh.
I mean, does it really matter? But still, I have been scrutinized for saying Legos. So, lesson learned.
Yeah, thank you for that info. That way, I don't get scrutinized for that.
Yeah.
Nexus Shot wants to know: do you have any McFarlane figures, and what do you think of them?
Yeah, I'm a fan of McFarlane. Well, I mean, I don't think I really had much at all before they started doing DC. Maybe a couple things, but yeah, I think I'm quite happy with what we're getting with McFarlane as far as the DC stuff. There's a couple of things I'm not a huge fan of that I think they need to get better at, like elbow joints, because sometimes you bend an elbow and you get this weird chunk or something.
Yeah.
Or something, and that's fine. Whatever. I'm not one to. I couldn't. It's better than I could do if I were making a figure. So
yeah.
But I really enjoy how much of it we're getting, and just constant. They just keep pumping out stuff. Like recently, I got Superboy Prime over here, right? And when he got revealed, I was like, "Heck yeah! I love Superboy Prime." I was not expecting to get a figure of him now.
No, yeah.
But yeah, and just like, and also one thing I've noticed, when you go to the store, if you go to Target or something, you're almost always gonna see a decent amount of McFarlane figures there, and every once in a while you'll find the one you want. As opposed to if you're going to find a Black Series at the store, good luck. At least that's the way it is around me in New York,
and everywhere here in California.
Good job of putting stuff on the shelves. So, hats off to McFarlane for doing that. I think that's really cool.
Have you done any toy photography with them?
Yeah, a little bit. I did some Peacemaker stuff recently. That was probably the last one I did with Peacemaker, because what a wonderful show that was. And let's see what else. What other McFarlane stuff have I done? Trying to remember. Oh, I took that, the big Devastator that looks a lot like Doomsday, and I was like, what? I mean, he looks cool, but like, why'd you come out with Devastator before Doomsday? So I did a whole custom thing, which I'm not really too good with customizing, but I do enjoy it. And I tried to turn them into Doomsday, and I did it on a live stream on YouTube, and that was fun. But yeah, I'm definitely liking what McFarlane's been doing.
Are there any upcoming McFarlane figures that you're excited about?
Yeah. I'm trying to. Trying to help me with some other things that have been revealed. I feel like they keep pumping stuff out. Oh, I know that there's that Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter looks he looks really great. Oh, and I just did all the stuff with the Batman too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, with McFarlane, and that was great. I think the figure looks good. I did try to make a little custom cape. And I'm not too much of a seamstress, but I was able to do, I think, quite all right.
Yeah, it looks really good, man. Better than what I can do.
Thanks. Yeah, my girlfriend's a cosplay master, and she makes all of her own stuff. So I had a little bit of supplies on hand that I could use, and I learned some from her. So credit goes to her.
Whatever works, man. Whatever works.
Yeah, man. What about you with McFarlane? Anything cool coming up you're excited for?
Oh, I'm looking at his page right now. Nothing really exciting for me. The whole DC no gun mandate kind of kills it for some of the characters, in my opinion, like Hush and Grifter.
Yeah, Grifter looks great.
It's not his fault, obviously, but it's just like it makes you really pick and choose at that point. But are you excited about John Kent, that version of Superman?
Oh yeah, I saw him. Yeah, that was only the other day, right?
Yeah, it says about 5 days ago, so yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if I'll pick. I mean, I really love the character. I think I liked him more before they grew him up. Like I do like him as a more of an adult, and a lot of the stuff I've read with him, he's gotten all this crazy responsibility, which is, I think it's really interesting. But I think I liked him more when he was a little kid. But yeah, I probably will pick him up. So that is something I'm excited for.
Nice. I'm definitely excited for all the mega figs that he's coming out with for the Batman universe. Like what was it, Clayface, Titan Joker, Man Bat, Killer Croc. Those are the ones I'm excited for.
Yeah, Clayface looks great, and I like the horse that they're doing for the Dark Knight Returns. Really, yeah, I think that's just like a really good idea. That's smart. Not a lot of people have a horse figure, so that's really smart.
Oh yeah, definitely. So glad to know that you're into it and you're definitely collecting and everything.
Yeah, man.
So what got you into YouTube? You started taking pics of toys and everything. I'm sure you started on Instagram and everything. What made you go, okay, this is fun and all, but I want to transition into YouTube. I want to start sharing my process, my way of doing things with people.
Another thing I owe credit to my girlfriend. She at the time was big into YouTube, and I didn't really watch a lot of YouTube either at the same time. Like I just was pretty disconnected, but she had a YouTube channel that was doing pretty good. She had a lot of subscribers, and she watched a lot of YouTube, and she kind of introduced me and showed me how just massive YouTube is, and just like how many people watch YouTube like it's TV. I mean, I kind of do now too, ever since I've watched. But YouTube is just so big, and there's so many people on there. And she was basically saying there's not a lot of toy photography on YouTube. I mean, it's there. There's definitely some there, but there's no like huge presence there. And so she's like, you got to go on, make a YouTube channel. I was like, yeah, I don't really know how to do that. And if you watch like my first video, I'm like the most awkward person ever. But she really pushed me to do it. And if it wasn't for that, then once I made the YouTube channel and some videos caught on, and that just, if it wasn't for that, I would be, I think, probably nowhere where I am right now with subscribers, followers, stuff like that. So, yeah, YouTube is huge, you guys. So I would go into YouTube. It's definitely a lot of work for sure. Because the thing is with YouTube is like, there is a lot of like super high production quality content on YouTube that people can watch. And so if you want to make something on YouTube, it's got to be up there. You got to like make like as quality as you want, as you possibly can, because people could watch it and be like, I want to watch something else, and pull up this ridiculously crazy amazing video that's as good as a real movie. So it's hard because you got to really put a lot of work into it.
No, yeah, I totally understand that, man, because I made the switch too from just doing toy photography to toy reviews and everything. And like I was telling Trevor, I was up to like 2, 3 a.m. this past few days trying to get videos ready and up so that way they're on time and consistent and everything about that. And like you said, you have to compete with those higher end, videos and stuff. And so, yeah, you have to make sure your editing's on point. You don't leave any mistakes in, or, you have to have the music right and everything. And it's just, everything's tedious, and then you do all the work and that one video just doesn't export, and you have to go back and find that thing and fix it. And
I know, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not subscribed to your channel. I need to do that ASAP.
Yeah, please do. I would appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I honestly was totally unaware. I need to subscribe right away.
No, yeah, I'm a pretty new channel and everything, about a year and a half, and so I've been slowly growing and stuff. But I thought, what better way to help grow and meet new people and whatnot would be, doing these live shows and connecting with people that are, bigger than me, and getting, that are also better than me in terms of toy photography, to learn more from them. Because when I first started toy photography, man, I did what everybody did. I went to YouTube, and the very first video that popped up was yours. Yeah, I don't know the title. Oh yeah, man. But this was, like I said, a few years ago. I don't remember the title, but it was the one where you had your stormtroopers walking on the train tracks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was that one, yeah. So that was the first video that popped up. I watched it. I went to your channel. I was like, oh, this is great. I wonder if he has more videos. You had more videos. And ever since then, I've watched your channel.
That's literally like the coolest thing ever to hear. Well, thanks for watching them, first of all, dude. But that's exactly what my like hopes are for this channel is, people want to learn how to do it. They go on YouTube, boom, it's all right there. So that's that's like the coolest thing ever to hear. So thanks, dude. Really, that's so cool.
Well, no, thank you, man, for sharing all your information. You know, like I was talking to Trevor about this even last week. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want to share their secrets and stuff. And he's like, you know, I want to share some stuff. You know, I want to help teach people how to do this and have fun with it and whatnot. And I appreciate people like that, you know, and I'm sure you and him still have your tricks that you guys don't share and stuff, but you guys share enough information with everybody in the community that that's not an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and actually, I've learned quite a bit from watching Trevor too. He definitely I remember one video he's doing something with a Mythic Legions, and I feel like I just learned so much about light by watching. Really cool. But it's kind of funny because I think of like, okay, me sharing my quote unquote secrets. When you're holding stuff back, you're holding back if you're trying to grow your channel, why are you trying to keep a secret? Like all of this stuff that you may have, like that's the stuff that's going to help your stuff grow. So you're holding yourself back basically. And then sometimes I'll make a tutorial and I feel like I don't know crap about it. But as I'm making the tutorial, trying to make it good, I feel like I learn myself more about it because like I'm putting so much focus into it and I end up learning. So like it's, even if you don't know it that well, you learn more trying to teach it, I guess.
No, that makes a lot of sense. You know, it makes a lot of sense because you're trying to teach it and make it comprehensible to people that otherwise wouldn't understand it. So you yourself are having to like really dive deep into it and go, okay, how can I break this down so that they can understand it? And with you breaking it down, you're just breaking it down for yourself as well.
Literally, yeah. You learn so much when you try and teach something, I guess.
No, yeah. So talking about your YouTube channel, man, since those initial videos, you've obviously grown quite a lot. So tell us a few things that you do besides your videos. I know you do like, is it a weekly or a monthly live stream on your channel?
Yeah, it's I have been doing these live streams on the channel, which has been a relatively new thing, and I think it's one of the things with YouTube that I think is really important is maintaining real strong consistency. And that's something I've totally sucked at for a long time. But then in 2021, I was like, okay, got to be consistent, got to post stuff all the time. And then I did okay. But then 2022, I'm like, no, now is the time I really got to do it. So, yeah, I'll try to put out like an actual video every Saturday or Sunday. And then, yeah, I'll do a live stream. I was doing live streams every Thursday, but geez, it was just too much for me to come up with stuff, and I would rather have my channel be like quality over quantity. And so I've been doing every other week is a live stream on YouTube, and then there's these monthly ones with the challenges and it's just kind of happened where I was like, let me do these challenges, maybe someone will do it. And a lot of people have been participating, which is just really cool, like so freaking cool. So super duper grateful for everyone who tunes in every other week or so and really helps the channel. And they're always like, Jared, thanks for making these. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Thank you for watching this crap that I'm putting online. Like, thank you. You're watching it. Thank you. So it's just, it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm super fortunate for everybody who watches, and for you, man, for having me on here, letting me talk about it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you being on, man. Like I said, I'm a smaller channel, I'm growing and stuff, so me reaching out to larger people, it was kind of a gamble, but I've learned in this industry more often than not, you guys are going to say yes, no matter what your follower count is. Like in this industry, a lot of people, doesn't matter, they're just normal everyday people, and they're happy to come on and talk toys and whatnot. And that's what's so great about this community. I think, no matter where you are on that list, I think it's that connection and bond that we have with toys and these franchises that we're just happy to connect and find someone that's just as passionate about it as we are.
It's true. It's so true, dude. Like I doubt there's any, I'm sure there's lots of great communities of people out there, but like there's no way there's any one that's better than the toy community. Everyone is just so awesome. Like what a just great, everyone's just so happy to be here. It's just, it really is awesome.
Oh yeah, it really is. And well, kind of speaking on that, man, you're kind of helping grow this community by having the first ever toy photography con, man.
I'm so glad you brought it up. I would love to
tell us all about it.
So yeah, we're creating the first ever, and I say the first ever, but I'm sure I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's the first ever toy photography con. First ever large event made for toy photographers, by toy photographers, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it's literally like, if you ever go to, local Comic-Con, but this is all about toy photography, which is just so cool. And we're really hoping that it Smarrows Steven in live chat says, Toys in Action. Yes, it's called Toys in Action. And yeah, we're trying really hard to create this this event where toy photographers can come and have this place where they can pick stuff up and get supplies they need, and then also like toy photographers who are customizers, who they can sell their stuff, and which is beneficial both ways, and then also to bring new people in, so this people can discover toys in action, toy photography. I mean, and just make an awesome event about toy photography. And I will definitely say that it is a lot harder than I don't know what I was imagining, but it's definitely creating a big event's hard for sure, but it's been great, and it makes me so happy seeing people excited for it. But for the details, basically what it is, it's June 18th, which is actually Father's Day weekend, so we're hoping that it could be like a Father's Day event. Bring your dad to Toys in Action. Yeah. I'm sure he likes toys, or maybe you're the dad and you want to bring your son.
No, yeah.
Any combination of the of that.
Anything. And, yeah.
It's in Saratoga Springs, New York, which is it's kind of like the race capital, the horse racing capital of I don't know, the country, maybe? I don't know. But it's a big race city, so there's a lot of traffic that comes into Saratoga every year, and so it's also somewhat local for us, so it's good for us to be able to have something to close by that we can create. And there's other conventions that do pretty well in the area, so it was a good choice for Saratoga. But really what I've been trying to talk about all the time is with Toys in Action, with this first ever toy photography con, really what we need to make it successful and to make it really work is we need everybody. We need you guys to, if you're in the vicinity, come and show up and have a great time. And if you're a toy seller, if you're a customizer, let us know. We can get you a table at the con. We can get you a table so you can be a part of this and make this con awesome. And we're trying to get as many companies involved too to help sponsor the event so we can make it happen. And so I've been asking all the time. I hope I haven't gotten you guys sick of it yet, but yeah, just if you want to have a table, let us know. Please reach out to me if you have any connections with companies that you think would be great to have at this con to make it happen. Send them our way, please. We're looking for vendors, we're looking for sponsorships, we're looking for attendees. So we really need you guys. And we have some people coming that are just toy photographers, and they're going to sell some prints. They have tables, have prints. We have some people that are diorama builders, that are prop builders, that are going to have tables to sell their stuff that they make. And we have a couple local toy sellers that have shops. And so we really we need, in order for this to be awesome, we need you guys. We need everybody. So yeah, please, if you know somebody, or if that person is you, just send me a DM or go to toysinaction.convention.com. All the info's right there.
Sounds good, man. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And I think honestly, you're gonna be surprised. I think this year you'll realize that next year you might need a bigger venue to hold everybody.
I hope you're right, dude. Yeah, that would be the coolest thing ever.
I think you might, because like you said, I can't confirm that's the first ever, but I don't ever think I've ever heard of a toy photography con. We've always been lumped in with just toy cons. You know what I mean? There's always aspects of toy photography and everything, but like you said, this is the first ever focused toy photography con and everything like that. And I've seen a few of the people that you have coming and whatnot, and there's some of the people that a lot of people enjoy and look up to and want to learn from and whatnot. So I'm sure you're going to have quite a few people there. Like I said, I'm sure you're going to have to figure out how to get all those people in, because you didn't realize that many people are going to show up, because you'd be surprised how big this community is, whether you're a big time toy photographer or just starting out, it's great to have that little niche, like I said, we've never had that before. We've always just been lumped together. And I think the unique part is us just being able to come together just for specific, toy photography stuff.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's just there's so many cool things about it. And we can go and get all your toy photography goods there. But this is also a place where you can show up and talk to toy photographers. I've never met up with toy photographers. I'm the only toy photographer I know in real life, pretty much.
Exactly.
So that's, I see 1974 Ninjas over here in the live chat. He's all pumped up for 1974 Ninja. You're all pumped up. Thanks for being pumped, dude. I hope I see you there. Where are you located, man? I'm just thinking, am I going to meet you there?
I'm in LA. I mean, I was thinking about making a trip out there.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like I said, it's the first ever. I'm a toy photographer. I'm excited about it.
Dude, you totally told me that earlier, but but yeah, dude, that would be so cool. That would be so freaking cool. So yeah, I hope I get to meet you guys. And please just send me a message. You get any ideas of what you can do, or do you want to get a table? Doesn't matter. Just let me know. We'll make it happen. It's gonna be awesome.
So what brought this about, man? What made you decide, okay, I want to put this con together? Because like you said, it's a lot more work than you probably expected or intended it to be. So what exactly made you go from I'm taking pics from my collection to now I'm going to throw or have the first ever gathering of just toy photographers?
It's it's kind of cool. So actually my girlfriend's mother runs this company that's called Learning Journeys, and it's a company it's a travel company, but you can go to Learning Journeys and book a trip where you go and actually learn something. So it's kind of like a traveling classroom. You can travel to Scotland to learn how to make whiskey. You can travel to all these different areas and learn something at the same time. And so it's a really, really cool, just the smartest concept, I think, ever. It's so cool. And so she kind of initially was like, yeah, let's do a toy photography one. So, and we created these things called the toy photography immersions, where it's a little in-person workshop in Lake Placid, where people can sign up and they stay the whole weekend in Lake Placid, and I'm there, and we have these workshops and we do stuff, and it's just it's really amazing. It's so cool. And on one of those weekends we were doing it, we've had 2 so far. We were having dinner, and Carol, the CEO of Learning Journeys, was talking about, we should do this and this and this, toy photography con. And I was like, people have been talking about that for a long time. And she's like, how about we do it? And we're like, okay, let's do it. And just kind of happened from there. And yeah, it's still crazy to think about. Yeah, toy photography con's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's less than 3 months away, 4 months away?
Yeah. June 18th. It's almost exactly 3 months.
You're almost there, man. You're almost at the finish line. But so when about did you start working on this exactly? Last year sometime, or was it 2 years in the making?
It was, I think it was May of last year. So almost a year, I think, or maybe a little after. Around. So yeah, we've been working since then or so, but we're really trucking it now. That's actually one of the reasons probably why I was so late. Today. I was totally sidetracked, but yeah, again, thanks for having me on an hour late.
You're good, man. Like I said, life happens, and I know you're busy with your toy con, man. Trust me, and I know events and stuff aren't easy to put on, so I totally figured it was something to do with that. You're just tired or something, so not an issue at all whatsoever, man. I totally understand.
But yeah, it's going to be really great. I'm really looking forward to meeting people, and also hopefully introducing new people, especially locally in the area, and they come to this event and they're like, cool, what's toy photography? And then, you know, the more popular toy photography becomes, the better it is for all of us.
Oh yeah, that's true, man. And that's why I'm saying, like, that's really cool that you're doing this first ever just focused gathering of toy photographers, you know, and bringing us together and being able to give us a space for us to, you know, learn, collect supplies, interact with each other and whatnot. And like you said, introduce other people, you know. So I think exactly what your vision is for this is exactly what you're going to get.
That means a lot, dude. That means a lot. It makes me feel really good. Thanks.
No problem, man. So what's been the most like rewarding or fulfilling aspect of learning how to put together an event like this?
Well, I mean, I think honestly, I'll probably have a much better answer for that come June 19th after it happens. But it's really cool just seeing the excitement. Like when we first made the announcement, you know, my heart was pounding because it's such a huge thing. And then there's a couple people who went and got tickets that instantly, and I was just like, so it's cool. It's just seeing the excitement for it is so awesome. And then some people who have signed up or have gotten tables, you know, vendors and stuff, and they're like sharing, posting about it, and that they're excited. I'm just like, oh my God, thank you for, I don't know. It's, yeah, just seeing, I think the excitement, it's really, really great.
Well, like I said, you know, it's the first ever focus for us and stuff. So we're appreciative of that you know, it's like you said, it's a big thing. It's not something that's been put on because it's a big step, a big leap in faith. You know what I mean? Doing this, like you said, your heart was pounding. You didn't know what the response was going to be. You know, thankfully it's been positive and whatnot. But like you said, you know, it's just a hit or miss with some of these things. And so I think that's one of the reasons why nobody's been able to pull the trigger and do this. But we're all thankful and grateful that you were able to do that. And in doing so, we're going to support you and be there and hopefully help this thing grow to where you can do a West Coast and an East Coast one eventually. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. But no, I really appreciate that. And I can't take all the credit. My girlfriend's down there listening. She's like she's the director of the con. And so I got to make sure she gets some credit. She's been doing a lot of work.
No, yeah, I'm sure it's a team effort, man. It's a lot of stuff to put together.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I really appreciate that.
No problem, man. So what's been the hardest thing that you've learned about putting on an event? Like, what's the biggest thing you've been like, okay, this is going to be the biggest obstacle, but we're going to overcome it?
Well, one of the things is when you're creating, so events usually like local, so hang on, how am I going to, so I guess like conventions like that I've been to, like, you know, somewhat smaller, but not like San Diego Comic-Con, but like local cool ones that I really enjoy. You know, those ones are great, but they become great. You know, their first year was probably tough. It's probably tough, and so it's just like getting vendors and other people to show up and fill the con up is so much easier once you have this kind of reputation of like, oh yeah, I know that con. It's great, but being a first time con is definitely tough to get people in and get the things we need, because cons cost money, you know, and so there needs to be money coming in for it to go out, blah blah blah, and so yeah, it's not having a really much of a reputation has been difficult, and so I'm sure once the first year happens, and you know the second year will get easier, and then from there it'll get even easier, hopefully.
I'm sure it is. It's exactly like a small business, man. You know, at first it's a budding plan you have to keep attention to, water it, make sure everything's running smoothly. But like you said, once it gets caught and, you know, everybody knows about it, has been to one or two, they're going to come, they're going to tell other people about it. And yeah, it's going to get a lot smoother. Although it may get a little harder because you have to deal with more people in a bigger venue and more aspects and everything. So I don't think it'll ever get easier, but I think you'll be a lot happier, even though it's a lot harder because of the success and the growth that you've seen it go through. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it'll still be hard, but you'll be extremely happy about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna leave this whole thing like feeling real great and inspired thanks to you. So Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, man, you're doing something that nobody else has taken the chance to do. You're taking the leap of faith, so you're really putting yourself out there and, like I said, doing this for the community. And so, regardless, I mean, you're doing something that nobody else has done. So, I mean, you can't help but be proud of yourself, at least for that.
Thanks a lot, dude. Yeah, I really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. You know, that's like I said, I'm excited about this. When I first found out about it, I was like, oh, wow, you know, this is something that I never thought we would get. So I'm thinking that if I'm thinking it's, you know, I'm excited this much, I'm sure there's countless others that are just as excited.
Cool, man. That's seriously so awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. So is there any other information you want to share about the show before we get into anything else or anything else?
I would just say, like, if you're a toy photographer, or you just like toy photography, you have, you sell toys, you do things, you make dioramas, you make props, or you just have something that you think could bring value to this con, and you're not too far away, of course. Please let me know. We would love to have you. And it's really cool how some of the different things we've seen come in. Like, we have this one girl named Carly who has a book, and the book is like all this like very well known like nursery rhymes, but retold in like this hilarious dark humor kind of way. But all the illustrations are photography done with these little tiny miniatures that she makes,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's so cool. So it's toy photography, but in a completely different thing that we're probably familiar with, and so it's really cool to see, like, that's not what you would expect. Toy photography con. That's it's really cool. So, but yeah, like I've been saying, if you have something that you think will bring value to this con, let me know, and we'll figure something out. We would love to have you as get a table as a vendor or whatever.
Nice. So aside from the vendors and everything, are you also going to have like seminars with some of the toy photographers you've
Yes.
invited over?
Yes, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, so we do have we have panels that we're going to be having, and each one of the guests. So we have we've invited Plastic Action and Mitchell Wu and Nose Rain work more or less in Bulkser's Black Series, and myself, I guess. And we're working on creating like the schedule, and each one of us is gonna have some kind of panel, where it's just kind of like a like you said, a seminar or whatever you want to call it. But so it's still going to be like an educational thing as well. You can learn toy photography, and I'm planning on doing something with practical effects. I'll probably bring one of those air blasters and knock up some dirt or something, so it's fun. We also want to have like a little area where there's basically just like dioramas kind of like out on a table, and you can kind of just like kids or anybody who are there, like they can grab a figure, take their phone out, and kind of take some photos.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah, I'm working on that. There's I have this one guy. I don't know, maybe he's watching right now. Insightful Imagery, really amazing diorama builder. He's making a diorama to send over just so we can have it on there. And if anybody else is a diorama builder, diorama person, you want to have one of your dioramas in that area, we'll give you a nice little credit and say provided by this person. That would be amazing. Let me know if you're a diorama builder. Send it over. We'll set up your diorama, put your name there, and you'll be a part of the show, even if you live far away. That would be the coolest thing ever. And I'll send it back to you afterwards, and yeah, that would be really awesome. And then even if you can't make it, you're still going to make a huge difference by sending that over, and getting a little bit of representation while you're there too, or while the diorama's there. So yeah, that'd be great.
Sounds good, man. So for your seminars and panels, do you have like them broken up, or because I know the toy photography community is so vast. Not only do we have, like you said, 6-inch, Black Series and stuff, but like you said, Lego as well. And there's also people that take pictures of Funko Pops that come out really well. Me personally, I can't do that, but there is just some people that can pose them up and get the lighting and put them in right places and poses. So I'm wondering, do you have all those kind of aspects in this, or are you working on that?
We would like to have as many of the aspects as possible. Heck yeah, for sure. And so we're pretty much we're letting the guests who are going to be there and run the panels. They're basically going to decide how they're going, what the panel will be about, and that's something we're working on. So yeah, we're definitely trying to have as much inclusivity as possible with every aspect of toy photography, because toy photography is not limited to one way. It's any way. So yeah, we're definitely looking to make it as vast as possible.
Sounds good, man. So looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I'm going to try my best to be out that way. I'm already going to start looking at flights, so that way I'm prepared and everything, because I hate figuring stuff out last minute. So thank you for all that info. That's going to help me. But before we go, man, where can people find your tickets for your Toys in Action Toy Photography Con?
You can go to toysandactionconvention.com. Or you can always just reach out to me. I'll send you all the info. We have an official Instagram account. It's Toys in Action Con on Instagram. But yeah, all the information's on toysandactionconvention.com. And actually, if you're looking to make the trip, we have a section on the site for travel, which does include some help with flights that are on there, and then even a hotel block that we've gotten with a local hotel there, so you can book.
Nice.
Get all the information there. All the rooms on that hotel section of the website, they're all double bookings, so like double rooms basically. So I would say it probably would be ideal if you wanted to book with somebody. That's the best way to do it right there. So there's information there, and of course, I'm always available for a message or whatever to help out, whatever. But yeah, toysandactionconvention.com.
Nice. And then also you're kind of doing like an engagement thing where if they hashtag Toys in Action, you're including their photo, or they have a chance of being included during the con or something like that.
Yeah. So you're way better at this than I am.
I do my research, man. I'm the host. I have
yeah.
I have to be on point.
You definitely are. But yeah, we're planning on having kind of like a community spotlight section, and we actually spoke with one of the people who works for the convention center just the other day. We're talking about this little area we wanted to have, so it's going to be kind of like almost like a little stage area, with just like almost kind of like a little podium, but it's just this is for the spotlight, and so we're going to have a projector screen there that's going to be pretty much cycling a bunch of the community members' photos, and then we're going to have 3 specific photos that will have kind of like an actual printout poster on display. So that's kind of like, boom, these 3 people have, they're getting like a special spotlight. And so those 3 people are basically, we're going to have it be chosen by Carol, who's the CEO of Learning Journeys. And so she's kind of got like this totally unbiased perspective, because she's not someone who really knows anything about toy photography or really toys. I think she knows who Baby Yoda is, and that's probably it.
So we might see Baby Yoda up there.
Yeah, probably. But so it'll be fun seeing how she decides, and it's kind of like a cool way to choose something, have it be fair. So basically, if you want to be featured at the show, just when you're posting toy photos, just use hashtag #ToysInActionCon, and you're automatically in the running for that. And also there's like throughout the convention center, there's like kind of a bunch of TVs that are kind of posted in different areas. So we're going to also have the photos being cycled out on the TVs as well. And, of course, with credits, each photo is going to have your Instagram there too. So you got to make sure we credit the artists.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I think that's pretty much everything in terms of info for the show that I can remember. Is there anything else that you can remember last minute?
We actually really covered quite a bit. I would say, yeah, if you guys want to be a part of the show, please, we really need it. We really need it. Just let me know, and we can, if you want a table at Toys in Action, let me know.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Don't worry about coming on late. Like I said, I know life gets in the way. Shit happens, and you're a busy guy. You have, a whole other life besides YouTube and stuff, like with the con and everything, So I understand life gets busy in the way. I'm just I'm thankful for you just coming on, later, better later than never, but it worked out, man. we got all the information. We had a good conversation, and I think it worked out.
Dude, I'm thankful for you. I swear, I felt like the biggest just piece of shit when I came out. I was like, oh my God, it was at 7, which is just not at all the person I want to be. I was punctual. That kind of thing means a lot to me, and I feel like I totally screwed up. So I really do appreciate you being super understanding.
You're good, man. You're good. Like I said, this is supposed to just be a chill show conversation. You know, I appreciate my guests taking time out of their busy day to come on to my show and stuff. So even if stuff happens last minute, I don't worry about it because, like I said, life happens. You know, I don't know your life, you know, your personal life and everything. So if something happens, that's on you, and I totally understand. I want to give you the opportunity. And like you said, you know, it was a simple mistake, and there's no reason to be all fussy about it. And like I said, thank you for everything that you've done for the community, sharing all your information from YouTube, your photos on Instagram, and now even giving us our own con. I mean, come on, man. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on to my little toy channel. You're way bigger than me, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come on and speak to a little toy channel like me.
Dude, no way. We're both a couple of dudes into the same stuff. I'm happy to have you on. Happy that you had me on, and trust me, I feel like I'm just making this stuff that I'm excited about, and then you guys are the ones doing me a favor by checking it out and coming. And so thank you, and thank you for everybody who watches and all that stuff. So thank you, dude.
No, thank you. Like I said, but I do appreciate you and everything. So if you ever want to come on again, man, let me know. I'll be glad to have you on. If you ever need a guest on your live show, let me know. If you need anything done for your con, man, let me know. I'd be willing to help and participate in any way that I can.
I really appreciate that, dude. And I will. I definitely will.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go, let you get some rest and stuff. And thank you so much once again, Sir Dork, for joining us tonight. And I really do appreciate you coming on.
No, dude, thank you, and I'm happy to be on. Thanks again. And yeah, I'll let you do the closing. I'll head out. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 9 of Coffee and Toys Live. Man, it was a wild one, but it turned out to be a really fucking good one, in my opinion. We got 2 guests in one show, so I say it worked out for everybody. And shout out and thank you so much. I cannot express my thanks enough to Trevor of 1/6 Shooter for coming on very last minute. I just saw that he was online. I messaged him. So thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate you coming on for the time that you did. Like I said, I cannot say thank you enough. And even Sir Dork, thank you for coming on. I know you were late. Like I said, life happens, shit happens. Not an issue. Thank you for taking time out of your guys' busy day to come on to my show. I really do appreciate it. And thank you to all of you that have been watching the live stream and the live streams, because our first one with Trevor kind of got cut out because of my internet. But thank you to all of you that have commented and stuff and, you know, are watching the replay and everything. Thank you to all of you that have followed me here on Instagram. I just recently hit 1,000 followers, so thank you. And I'm almost to 700 subscribers on my YouTube, so thank you to all of you that have hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, check me out at CoolFigurez on YouTube, Instagram, and my more direct or more focused Twitch photography page, Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. And if you want to see unboxings, I do unboxings on TikTok at CoolFigurez. So once again, thank you so much for my guests. Come back next week, guys, for Coffee and Toys Live, episode 10, where I will be speaking to Scott Knightlick of the Spectre Creative Channel. He has 25 plus years of experience in the toy industry, so I'm super excited to talk to him and learn all about that from his secrets from Mattel, Jada, Spin Master. So that will be an early one, though. I think we're going to be talking at 10 a.m. because of time zones and everything and his schedule and everything. So catch the replay if you can, watch it live, catch it on the podcast. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that tune in each and every single week. I really appreciate it because, like I always say, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd just be a grown man talking to myself about toys. So thank you so much. I've been your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, a.k.a. the Buff Collector. And as always, have a good fucking night, guys. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, VRare Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. VRare Store, check them out, guys.